Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
.38 on Monday is the 30th day of March 2026. This is the Citi Breakfast Show with our favorite Diana Hamilton, welcoming us to a bright new day. And after a very hot Saturday, the rains came with a vengeance on Sunday. And this morning is looking cool across the country. But there are issues. Building collapses at Accra New Town. 23 people trapped, 3 dead, 20 rescued. Another sad reminder of why the built environment should always be a priority for us. Bring some details of that shortly. So many things happening. The Back to Your Village Food Festival. 2 days of great celebration of Ghanaian cuisine with tens of thousands of patrons devouring food from over 200 vendors. And Citi FM Channel 1 bringing Ghana together over our foods and our music. And big issues all through, including a crunch-friendly game. If there was anything like a crunch-friendly match, because usually friendly matches are just supposed to be for preparation, but the Black Stars of Ghana are in a very, very interesting position that if they were to lose the friendly match against Germany by any serious score line, the job of the coach would be under serious threat. So it's at 6:30 or 6:45, and we'll be bringing you some preview of that. We've actually been speaking to the sports minister ahead of the 2 games. We'll bring some highlights of that interview as well. And I have them. Look, people, I don't know. You need to pay me a salary.
So you are the one paying us.
Everywhere I go, where is this person? Where is that person? Like, am I my brother's keeper?
Of course you are.
Where is Godfrey? Where is Kai? Where is Caleb? Where is this? Where is that? Where is this?
I think we move together.
Oh, no.
It's the burden that comes with being well known.
Yeah, no,
you are the face, we are voices.
No, but
people know your face.
No, the problem is
voices.
Where are the people? Godfred has passed here with somebody. Yeah. Sky is eating something. Caleb has followed his wife someplace. What is this? Charlie, don't do that. Don't give me that stress.
I must say that the Ebuno went well. It was on time. So I had a bunu with mushrooms.
Yeah. Wow.
Some dried fish that apparently you can only find in the Volta region.
Wow. Okay.
It's flat. Inside it's yellowish red.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of chewy. And the thing is
that's what you took. I was
with 2 snails.
I took. You'd be surprised. I went to Kinky Boutique.
Allah.
I had shrimps with the kinky with the deformed head. Kinky that has like flat. Then they also had some tolo beef stew, but I didn't take that one.
Charlie.
Samens took 2 bowls of fufu. In 2 different apotoyiwa.
2 bowls of fufu.
The first one was with live soup.
Oh, wonderful.
And the second one with
some mix me.
Yeah, two different ones. When you finish, then you say, let's go and launch the program. 2 bowls of fufu.
Saturday I have to know. Yeah. There was a fatwa against Dokubi. Yes. The Rollins lead a fatwa.
But you had a small.
There was no chairman.
Hey, I've been talking about after eating the thing, I sat there for like 6 hours. I couldn't move.
When the food immobilized you.
Actually, in food, no. Topino. No.
We want to say a big thank you to all the supporters. Caleb, you passed through on Saturday.
Yes, I was there on Saturday.
But you are freshly married, so you don't eat by heart. You don't eat by heart.
You eat under guidance.
You eat under. You have to be guided.
Precisely.
That's what you understand.
Precisely.
It's fresh. Charlie, everything has to be fresh.
Put something for the boots inside.
And with napkin.
We call it countryman.
Yes.
That was good.
Oh no, we want to.
I loved it.
You see, you use everything. It was a big time, and we're just grateful to Ghanaians for responding to our call to celebrate what is made in Ghana.
Yep.
And I think there's hope for the country. Also like to thank the politicians who came. Emilia Arthur read a fantastic speech on the sky. I mean, you should read that speech.
Beautiful.
And then Ablaji Fagumashi and the deputy minister for local government, Rita now they came on Sunday.
Thank you.
Oh my God, it was. Sweet Fanta Diallo.
Sweet Fanta Diallo. Fanta Diallo.
This time the Pocus didn't evade me.
Oh, they didn't.
I got my Pocus.
You occupied the
I
space.
occupied the space.
Like matter.
Let me pay some bills before we get into the headlines. So the newspaper review is brought to us by APSA. With Target Save, you can plan towards specific goals and respect on your savings and get insurance cover to help protect what you're working towards. That was actually business sense. Whether it's a wedding or a long-awaited vacation trip, APSA will help you make it happen. Open an APSA Target Save account today. Your story matters with APSA. Newspaper review is brought to you by Zonda Tech Ghana Limited and Fidelity Bank. Zonda Tech is your one-stop automobile shop and proud operators of an impressive range of vehicles, including Sino-Truck, Great Wall, and Cherry, SUVs, pickups, Shantui, Sunny, light trucks. All of those available. We also have after-sales support. These vehicles are made in China, assembled in Ghana. And of course, with lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, and personalized financial support, Fidelity Bank says switch and smile with us. Go to fidelitybank.com.gh or connect with us on our social media. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. So I'm going to start with Godfred. What papers do you have? What are the headlines?
I have. I thought maybe we should start online because
online. Okay. Yes, it's true. Caleb.
So if you come to citinewsroom.com, very sad images here. 3 dead, 20 rescued after building collapse in Accra, Newtown. Galamsey fight failing despite early promise. This is Ghana coalition. GCAG is warning. I'll bring you details of that. Mahama to engage CSOs on accountability, anti-corruption. That is coming up shortly. And on the police probing 400,000 Ghana Citi Momo withdrawal, they've linked it to gold robbery. And Bastu triumphs in culinary showdown at Back to Your Village Food Festival. Ghana's education must protect identity and inspire leadership. The final one before I move on is thousands celebrate food, music and heritage at Back to Your Village Food Festival. If you come to channel 1 newsroom.com, you will see the rubbles of that structure, the church building that came down. 3 dead, 20 rescued. That's here as well. From village to value chain, why Back to Your Village Food Festival matters for Ghana's economy, and patrons are calling for more of the rich cultural experience. NPA is pledging continued support for Back to Your Village Food Festival. And then also you have Kaswa Nadmo rescues family of 8 amid flooding. If you come to the High Street Journal, we're told that tough day for businesses as heavy downpour causes flood and outage. But there is an interesting article here. If you invited a politician to your church's harvest this weekend, you must have fueled corruption. Details of that is on the High Street Journal this morning. And I wrap up quickly with my journal online. Ministers storm Accra Newtown collapse site as rescue intensifies. And there's an article here, from promised jobs to the front lines, how Ghanaian recruits signed irregular Russian military contracts.
Okay, let me take you to the front page of the Daily Graphic then. Customs AI rakes in millions a day. Revenue projected to increase with full roll out. Trade Minister advances nation's interest at WTO conference. On the front page of the Daily Guide, 73 billion Ghana Citi sole source road contracts under fire. There's a photo of Kwame Govern's Abuja. The former vice president was on the front page talking about AI and borderless surveillance. Over 30 trapped in Newtown building collapse. Sunday floods displace Accra residents. I'll take you to the front page of the Inquisitor newspaper as well. Ghana to issue first 7-year bond since 2022 default. The OSP case against ABJ is progressing according to the paper. I'll take you also to the Ghanaian point. Story that gets our attention on the front page. No, you may kiss the bride. Apostolic Church Ghana bans wedding ritual. And finally, from me, the front page of the BNFT, Bernard, is GSE pullback healthy correction after 80% YTD rally. And then also on the front page of the paper, late closure in Ghanaian banks. Time for a review.
Let me take you to the Chronicle. The big story says gold for reserves probe will be pursued. This is coming in from Kojo upon Nkrumah. Also on the front page this morning, Africa can't afford to miss out on the AI revolution. This coming in from Dr. Baumia. If you go to the Informer, he's also on that front page. Baumia urges Africa to join AI bandwagon. The big story actually says Special Prosecutor laments cultural erosion in Ghana's education system. You go to the Custodian newspaper, the lead story says NDC caught in sole-sourced road contract deals. 63 million euro being spent to fix a road built at 23 million euros in 2026. Also on the front page this morning, Julius Deborah mourns Burkinabe terrorist victim Constance Nyako. You go to the new publisher, the big story says Apostolic Fathers back Mahama, Ghana's textiles not for sale. Comes with a photograph of the president together with Archbishop Duncan Williams. Also on the front page this morning, Suhini drops bombshell. NDC government can't avoid scandals. You go to the news center. The big story says bailed, scale, compete. Dr. Baumia urges Africa to move from pilots to full-scale AI system. His photograph is here. Also on the front page this morning, Majority Caucus against accountability, transparency. This is coming in from Kojo Opong.
The last
Kuma,
one.
and the last newspaper is the Daily Democrat. The big story talks about OT Regional Minister must go.
Must go where?
They said it for Vamusa. At your day, youth are making that demand. And then also, Serene Insurance secures Black Stars World Cup.
So, Caleb, give me one or two of the big ones from your side.
3 dead, 20 rescued after building collapse in Accra, Newtown. This is CitiNewsroom.com. 3 people have been confirmed dead, while 20 others have been rescued following the collapse of an uncompleted 4-story building near the experimental DA school in Accra, Newtown. The incident occurred on Sunday, March 29, 2026, while a group of worshippers had gathered inside the structure, which had reportedly been converted into a makeshift church. The collapse triggered panic in the area and prompted a swift emergency response. Now, according to the Ghana National Fire Service, the incident was reported at about 5:01 p.m. with the first and second rescue teams from the national headquarters arriving promptly at 5:17. Now, if you go to my Joe Online, there's a headline here that says, "We knew it was weak." Residents say after deadly Accra Newtown collapse. A long-time resident of Accra Newtown says the collapse of a 3-story building that has killed 2 people did not come as a surprise. He described it as a tragedy that many in the community feared. He says he's been living there for 20 years and they've seen this come. Now, in Bono East, heavy rains have killed a 9-year-old girl and displaced hundreds in Mframa. A severe downpour caused havoc in Mframa, a farming community in the Sene West district of the Bono East region, displacing hundreds of residents and claiming the life of a
I had another one
girl.
on Kaswa. Who read the Kaswa headline?
Yes, I did that a bit earlier.
This is also after the rains.
Yes,
on
Kaswa Nadmo rescues family of 8 amid flooding. So isolated flood-related incidents have been recorded in parts of the Greater Accra and Central regions following a heavy rainstorm on Saturday night. According to the Greater Accra Regional Nadmo Director in charge of operations, Daniel Dome, the affected areas include parts of Tema, Accra, and Kaswa, while a family of 8 was trapped in their home by rising water floods.
Sky, what is catching your attention this morning?
Well, there are a number of stories, but this one, we've been receiving a lot of concerns about water power supply.
Yes, ECG.
If you go to the news center, there's a story on page 2 that deals with ECG doing some work in that respect. So it comes with the photograph of Bismarck Otu, who is an engineer and the regional general manager for Accra East. The story says the Accra East region of the Electricity Company of Ghana has installed about 40 new power distribution transformers across its 8 operational districts as part of efforts to improve electricity supply reliability and enhance customer satisfaction. Now, the transformer installations we began earlier in 2026 form part of over 100 development projects earmarked by the region for execution this year. Now, these initiatives are aimed at strengthening the power distribution network, expanding capacity, and improving the quality of electricity supply to several communities within the region. So, if you have experiences as to what's happening to your power, please let us know.
So there were people who complained about power. Godfrey, the graphic front page about the port. There's a new system, which is supposedly
bringing in millions.
Yes, apparently it's to check the discretion of customs officers.
Do Ablodepe writes that the government has fully rolled out a new customs classification and valuation system at its ports of entry that has so far proved to be a revenue saver for the state. The Publican Trade Solution, an artificial intelligence-based software, helps customs officers to determine the real value of imported goods declared into the customs systems. Briefing a section of journalists in Accra City about its performance so far, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Thomas Nyakwampim, said after a pilot deployment at the port of Tema last month, Publican flagged many declarations that provided an average of $3 million a day extra revenue that would have been lost to various discrepancies.
Yeah, Guta is raising some concerns with that, so it's important that we take steps to cure some of the mischief they're spoken about. But Dr. Baumia is on the front pages this morning. So you go to page 3, for instance, of the Publisher newspaper. He's talking about AI, and that story says former Vice President and 2028 presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Baumia, has cautioned African leaders that the continent could miss out on the global artificial intelligence revolution if it fails to address critical infrastructure and policy gaps. He spoke, for instance, about the cost of data as in internet and related matters. So he was speaking in the UK at the London School of Economics, the 2026 Africa Summit.
All right. Caleb, let's go back online.
Yes.
What else do you have for
the
us?
High Street Journal. If you invited a politician to your church's harvest this weekend, you might have feared corruption. Just 3 lines. Who was the chairman of your church's harvest fundraising or social event this weekend? There is a 90% chance the person was a politician or a government official. And if that is the case, then there is a bigger chance that you might have played a role in promoting quote-unquote corruption. The very canker we proudly and loudly condemn. Now, across the country, weekends have evolved into a circuit of church harvests, anniversaries, fundraisers, and community events. For politicians such as MPs, ministers, MMDCs, and public officials, attendance is no longer optional. It is expected and obligatory, not once, not twice, sometimes up to 5 events in a weekend. At such stop, the script is the same. They are introduced as special guests, elevated to chairman or chairperson. Then the unspoken obligation kicks in. They're expected to make the biggest donation.
Meanwhile, the president is meeting civil society groups on corruption this week. So I'm sure it's a big topic they brought in. Now, let's deal with a few more stories, guys.
Speaking of that,
corruption. Okay, there's a story you find on the front page of the Informer. The details on page 3. The special prosecutor is lamenting cultural erosion. Just the first paragraph of the story. Ghana Special Prosecutor William Kesia Jabeng has raised concerns over what he described as a growing cultural identity crisis in the country, blaming the legacy of colonial era education for weakening indigenous languages, traditions, and
he was speaking at his alma mater, Accra, Aka.
And he joined that to a number of other stories on the front pages this month. The custodian, for instance, claiming the NDC court in sole sorts road contract deals. 63 million euros being spent to fix a road bill for 23 million euros in 2026. I must say that the Honorable Governor Agboja has been speaking on the floor.
We actually have invited him to come and answer. He will probably be here on the show tomorrow, so we can delve into these matters.
Okay, then let me move on to page 48 of the Daily Graphic quickly, where this story made from page a couple of
of Daily Graphic.
Yes. Okay. By Justice Egbenosi, the Land Division of the Accra High Court has ordered retired Chief of Air Staff Air Vice Marshal Frank Hansen and some serving officers not to set foot on a piece of land at Chado. In a judgment dated February 26, 2026, the court, presided over by Justice Abna Opong, a justice of the Court of Appeal sitting as an additional High Court judge, perpetually restrained the former Chief of Staff and the serving officers from the land. Also, if you go to page 6 of the Point newspaper, the Apostolic Church Ghana has announced a major revision its marriage rights, abolishing the widely known "you may kiss the bride" ritual during church wedding ceremonies. The decision aimed at preserving what it describes as cultural dignity and spiritual values.
Let's end with back to your village.
Yes.
There are 3 stories online, Caleb.
The market was great. Vendors applaud Back to Your Village Food Festival turnout. So vendors at the Back to Your Village Food Festival have reported brisk business, describing this year's edition as one of the most successful yet, despite early weather concerns on day 2. Speaking on Sunday, March 29, many vendors said patronage surged over the course of the 2-day event, with sales peaking on the final day as larger crowds thronged the venue. While initial rainfall threatened to slow activity, the turnout quickly rebounded, with eager patrons flooding the festival grounds in search of local delicacies and cultural experiences. Vendors noted that the steady flow of customers translated into strong sales, reinforcing the event's growing appeal.
Let me give you 2 more headlines. Promote local, grow local. Tourism Minister at Back to Your Village Food Festival. So Sky, your MP, Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, has urged Ghanaians to embrace and promote locally made food products as a pathway to economic growth and national development. She spoke on the second day in some sort of closing ceremony. On the first day, the Minister for Fisheries and MP for Shama made similar comments that it's not just reclaiming our food but also our identity, and linked it to even the reparation struggle. Then the Deputy Minister for Local Government, Rita Odolesoa, also spoke at the event, and she praised the festival for creating employment opportunities and empowering young people. There's a priceless photo of a European-looking man eating fufu with 2 fingers.
Then he's talented.
No, he's imitating his African brother.
No. This guy is more. The white guy is even more experienced than the Ghanaian. If you can use, you see, because the 2 fingers is for the experts.
He's apotoyuao.
The 2 fingers is for the experts.
You know the way the guy chopped the ball.
He looks like he's from Germany. The way his hair is.
So you're not comfortable.
I tell you. Charlie, thank you all for making it a big celebration. That was a newspaper review.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Citi Business News at 7. Shika Caesar is here with the bulletin. Good morning, Na.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank and Valex Lease. Coming up, check transactions dropped to 31.8 billion cedis in February 2026, and Treasury bills record under subscription of 1.69 billion Ghana cedis. Also coming up, tomato traders lament shortage of produce amidst Burkina Faso's export ban. I'm Nashika Caesar. Let's settle for the details of our stories. Check transactions in Ghana continued to decline in February 2026, both in value and volume. Figures from the Bank of Ghana show that the total value of checks cleared dropped to 31.8 billion cedis in February 2026, down from 33.2 billion cedis in February last year. There's more in the following report.
On a month-on-month basis, check values declined from 33.6 billion cedis in January to 31.8 billion cedis in February. However, volume saw a slight increase, rising from 368,000 in January to 388,000 in February. Despite this marginal uptick in volumes, the broader trend points to weakening check usage. At the end of 2025, check transactions peaked in December, with values reaching 37.3 billion cedis and volumes hitting 462,000, largely driven by year-end business activities. Now, does the continued year-on-year drop suggest that checks are gradually losing relevance as businesses shift towards faster and more efficient payment methods?
That was Emmanuel Opong with that Business Desk report. Moving on, last week, Treasury bills were undersubscribed, with investor demand falling short of the government target by 1.69 billion Ghana cedis. Auction results show that total bids reached 3.94 billion Ghana cedis, out of which 3.23 billion Ghana cedis was accepted. Here's more.
A breakdown of the issuance indicates that investors still favor the 91-day bill, tendering 2.5 billion Ghana cedis. However, only 2.2 billion Ghana cedis was accepted. Similarly, the 182-day bill recorded 762 million Ghana cedis in bids, with 661 million Ghana cedis taken up, while the 364-day bill saw 625 million Ghana cedis in bids, but only 359 million Ghana cedis was accepted. Interest rates continue to edge up as the 91-day bill rate rose by 3 basis points to 4.81% from 4.78%. The 182-day yield increased by 26 basis points to 6.62%, while the 364-day bill climbed by 19 basis points to 9.77%. The marginal uptick in yields reflects a repricing of investor demand. The trend also signals a repositioning of market expectations ahead of the anticipated Treasury bond issuance, which has weighed on demand. Looking ahead, the Treasury plans to raise a target of 4.67 billion Ghana cedis in the next auction.
Netali Neti Ajaho with that report. Now pressure is mounting on the government to fast-track efforts to achieve tomato self-sufficiency in the country, as traders contend with rising costs that are steadily eroding consumer purchasing power. The move comes on the back of Burkina Faso's tomato export ban, a move that has triggered supply shortages and rising prices in major markets. Daniel Odumensa reports.
Traders at Agbogloshi markets say the sharp rise in tomato prices is beginning to impact sales, as many households cut back on consumption or switch to alternative ingredients. Some retailers report that the cost has more than doubled in recent weeks, making it difficult to maintain stable prices for customers.
At a time like this, tomato prices should not be rising so sharply. Ideally, prices would range between 18 Ghana cedis and 22 Ghana cedis. But tomatoes are now being sold for between 32 Ghana cedis and 40 Ghana cedis. This surge has largely been attributed to the export ban on tomatoes from Burkina Faso. Currently, it is Burkina Faso's peak tomato season, and the country typically supplies Ghana with tomatoes for up to 6 months before the season ends. Tomatoes are seasonal, and within Ghana, key production areas include places like Doma and the Volta region. However, the reduced supply from Burkina Faso has significantly disrupted availability, leading to the current price increases.
We urge officials from the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to visit Burkina Faso and study how they manage irrigation to sustain tomato production. Learning from their methods could help improve local farming practices here in Ghana, especially during the dry season.
Meanwhile, the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, has announced plans to boost tomato production, targeting an increase in yield from 8 metric tons per hectare to 15 metric tons per hectare.
Invited Waki of Legon, and they have agreed to coordinate all the other research agencies to produce for us that variety that can give us the yield that we are looking at. And so the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has agreed with Waki to do the coordination. And the assurance is that within the few months ahead of us, they will be able to get us the seed variety that will be able to give us the output that we want to see. In fact, we estimated that if nothing at all, we can get about 15 metric tons per hectare.
You heard the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, and then that report filed by Daniel Oduro-Mensah. Now, the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Ablanji Fagomashi, is making a strong case for Ghanaians to support indigenous businesses to help drive economic growth. The minister made a call when she joined the Back to Your Village Food Festival on Sunday at the Efua Sutherland Children's Park. Here's more.
A heavy downpour in the early hours of Sunday did little to dampen spirits at the Efua Sutherland Children's Park as thousands of patrons defied the rain to throng the venue for the grand finale of the 2026 edition of the Back to Your Village Food Festival. Among those who joined the celebrations of local cuisine and culture were the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Ablanji Fagomashi, and the Deputy Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Rita Na Odole Sowa. The Tourism Minister used the occasion to urge Ghanaians to embrace and promote locally made products as a pathway to economic growth.
So here's a clap for Samens, Bernard, all of for the amazing work that we do. Can you imagine if we do this across the 16 regions? We're going to bring fresh energy in the ecosystem of businesses that belong to Ghanaians. And the more we patronize it, the more they're able to employ, get jobs, they make money, they pay taxes.
Some vendors praised the festival as a key platform for promoting local businesses and called for its continuity.
It's a city event, so it's a good event, and we keep coming back because the returns is always massive.
This is actually access to markets for us. So first, you are bringing the people together. They are getting to see our brands. They are getting to taste our meals and our products. So it's really giving us good visibility, access to markets, and of course the revenue comes with it.
Patrons also shared the excitement about the experience at the festival.
Has been amazing. Cities should keep up doing this. It's a good experience for our Heritage Month.
This is a prensa. This is some seafood stuff, and then some plantain stuff. So this is just the beginning. We're still going around. So
I started with the seafood, some seafood, shrimps, whatever. We finished, we went to abolo and pepper and shrimps, and then we went to yaka and green, then drinks. Very nice. You want to taste?
Well, what has been your assessment of the foods you've tried so far? Did you like?
Nice. They're all nice. They've all that.
And see, sales are boosting up. It's our identity as Ghanaians. I think it's something we should sustain more and also expand to other regions, because I think every day we should focus more on our local dishes, also boost up the economy instead of eating imported foods and stuff like that.
The head of events and partnerships at Citi FM and Channel 1 Television, Frema Edunyame, described this year's edition as hugely successful.
It's been a great experience. We really love what is going on. Over 200 vendors. This is the biggest we have hosted. Getting a bigger number in terms of vendors also means that the variety is wider. It means now the patrons will also be more because we have space to accommodate them. It's been a great experience.
The 2026 Back to Your Village Food Festival was powered by Channel 1 Television with support from Citi FM and sponsorship from EcoBank, Gino, Didi Shito, Manchi Biscuits, the National Petroleum Authority and Everpac.
Now, on the interbank market today, the dollar is trading at 10 cedis 97 pesos, while the British pound is going for 14 cedis 57 pesos, and the euro is at 12 cedis 63 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank and Valex Lease. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Pow, make we step, pow small. Gonya Muda said the carnival for town to start now.
Yeah, Mr. Jess, see my fiber, they fire off. Download, record, do streaming, they go on. Gaming, suit, no buffering.
Okay.
It's bronya way, they more fiber.
Oh, wow, so you really no go come and pa.
MTN unlimited fiber. Internet day here, make a promote. This
This Easter, put your home on MTN Unlimited Fiber Internet and make the fun day right where you are. Fast speed, pure fiber, truly unlimited. Visit my MTN app or dial *5057# to check fiber availability or to subscribe.
MTN.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
L to the A to the L to the A. La, 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 la.
Caleb Kuda here once again from Nashika Caesar, who brought you the breakfast edition of the City Business News, which was brought to you by MTN. MTN says queuing for your favorite watcher, we can accept it. If there is one thing that Ghanaians can relate with, it is queuing. Queuing for Trotro, we can accept it. We adjust, we survive. In fact, if queuing was an Olympic sport, we would win gold. But one thing we can't accept is queuing to swap your MTN SIM. Swap your MTN SIM yourself in minutes. Visit the My MTN app or dial *1333# *1333# to get this one done ASAP. No more standing, no more sweating, no more who be the last person. Do it yourself. Simply swap it everywhere you go. From Nashika Caesar, Starboy, Isaac Gabriel Affairs here with Kickoff, and that's brought to you by Polytang. Help me make I know they talk much. If you've not gotten your Sumo Super yet, you are missing out big time, because we are giving you 10% off the premium multiple layer Sumo Super Tank from now until the end of the Ghana month. Nationwide, we're celebrating heritage together. We're giving you a whopping 1,000 Ghana cedis, in fact more than 1,000 Ghana cedis anytime you buy the Sumo Super, and we're doing this for the Heritage Month. Polytank is always the best, so choose the original. Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. Charlie Gabi, so Otto, I don't know, you people say we can't do anything about him or something.
Charlie, is he killer? I think we need to sack the coach before the war.
Honestly,
to be honest, I was part of the people who didn't think that it was the right decision to take. But after what I saw against Austria, I think he has a lot to learn. And the Black Stars is no place for him to use that place.
And and so before Gabi comes in, it's time to make that move. It's time for a cold Malta Guinness. When the mind, body, and Malta Guinness unite, nothing is beyond your reach. Vim up your daily pursuit with the revitalizing taste of Malta Guinness. It's packed with B vitamins. Malta Guinness is not like any other soft drink. It's a quality refreshment boosted with B vitamins and brewed with sorghum and malt. So charge forward towards your goals with each sip of its nourishing natural goodness. Now selling at a cool 12 Ghana cedis. Remember to always look out for the proudly made in Ghana symbol. Malta Guinness, we move. Now this is for all the drivers whose vehicles are constantly on the road. You know the pressure that fuel cost and frequent oil changes can put on your budget. Shell, the world's #1 global supplier of lubricants, understands how quickly these costs add up. That's why we are easing the load on your pocket with reduced prices on Shell lubricants. Effective March 1, Shell Advanced, Shell Helix, and Shell Regular lubricants will be available at reduced prices across the country. So visit your nearest Shell station for your next oil change. Shell lubricants designed for ultimate engine performance. So more about Black Stars, more about sports coming up shortly on Kickoff with WFM.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
It's Monday morning. Welcome aboard to Kickoff right here on 97.3. It's March 30, 2026. Coming up, it's match day for Ghana's Black Stars tonight as they face Julian Nagelsmann's Germany in Stuttgart.
We agreed on a lot of things which we have to do better, especially for this game. And we're here now. We're ready. This is our last training. We try to prepare the last things, and looking forward.
All right, more from Black Stars head coach Otuado a bit later. Also in tennis.
It is a Sinner sunshine double. The Italian adds the Miami title to his Indian Wells trophy earlier this month.
All right, so Italy's Yannick Sinner beating Jiří Lešeka to complete the sunshine double with victory in the Miami Open final. More on that in a bit. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Politan Ghana. Alright, I'm Gabio Family. Thanks for joining me. Let's start off from Stuttgart. And Ghana's Black Stars will take on Germany later today at 6:45 p.m. in their second international friendly as part of preparations for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Head coach Otuado says he remains unfazed by the challenge despite Friday's heavy defeat to Austria in Vienna. The Black Stars suffered a 5-1 loss, their heaviest in nearly 2 decades, and the first time conceding 5 goals in a match since the 5-0 defeat to Saudi Arabia back in 2007. Now, speaking ahead of tonight's clash, Ado revealed that the team has taken time to reflect on the disappointing result and is focused on responding positively against Germany.
We had a lot of things to talk through, analyze through, and but surely, even though we will face even a stronger opponent, we are very optimistic that we can handle the situation. In the past, we had even worse situation with, for example, qualifying for the AFCON. We came back very, very strong, and I tried to remind the boys on that. Like I said, we talked a lot. We agreed on a lot of things which we have to do better, especially for this game. And we're here now. We're ready. This is our last training. We try to prepare the last things, and looking forward.
All right, so that's Black Stars head coach Otuado speaking there. Well, regarding Antoine Semenyo's form for the Black Stars, which contrasts sharply with his performances at club level, Otuado was asked how he plans to get the best out of the forward.
So first of all, we have injuries, like I said before, on that position. We have 2 more months to look. I don't think we will find. I think on our database and also myself in my head, I know all the players, all the Ghanaian players who are possible, who have the strength and the quality to play in that position. And we will look at their form and their club, but also how the little training we do here, how they perform here in the training. And then also, so it's not only about training, it's also, especially when we train tactically, which players can adapt very, very fast. You know, everybody, like I said, is coming from different clubs, different systems, different ideas. And when you come here, you have to adapt very, very fast. And if I don't get the impression, or I'm not sure that you get it, and somebody else is doing it better, then he will start. But it's not about this position, it's every position. And at least I think Marvin played and showed a little bit here and there, and we'll see for tomorrow.
All right, so that's Black Stars head coach Otuado speaking ahead of tonight's game against Germany. Well, last night's training session in Stuttgart saw the Black Stars receive a guest in midfielder Kofi Tre, who paid a visit to the team's training base with his teammates clearly delighted to see him. Now, Tre, who has been silent by injury for close to 3 seasons, was all smiles as he greeted the squad ahead of Ghana's friendly against Germany later tonight. But let's get some reactions from some Ghanaians ahead of tonight's clash against Germany.
But Germany, it will be quite difficult because they have the superstars, they have, the A-listers of footballers. But in all, I accept the Blaster. I think we have a good squad. And Otto, this is where he has to, because I feel like he has had enough time with the Stars. This is where he has to showcase that he's the right man for the job and the right man to lead us for the World Cup.
You look at Germany themselves, they have been a team who have been heavily scrutinized by their own media and also the world media because they've been inconsistent at times. But you look at their form since the 2024 Euros, I think they've really done well. Nagelsmann is trying to really build something under this new crop of players. And with the likes of Jamal Musiala, Nick Votamada, Kai Havertz, and Florian Wirtz back, the attack shapes up to be very, very intense.
The Germans are still finding their feet. Coach Nagelsmann is still here to find the telepathy between his players. And when you check the German squad, it's not enriched with the quality that the Germans have had over the couple of years. Checking 2014 over the years as we've known. So.
All right, so that's some Ghanaians reacting ahead of tonight's clash against Germany later 6:45 p.m. Well, let's deal with that game. And former Black Stars coach Charles Kwabla-Kono is the latest to share his thoughts after that heavy defeat against Austria, and he believes the team must bounce back later tonight.
Well, I think we say a friendly match. You do these friendly matches to assess yourself, As it stands now, we lost. But the only thing that was not too good was how the 5 goals is just too much, for a friendly or for a team like Ghana. And therefore, it means that in the next coming match, they will have to put up a good show. Yes, you can lose 1-0, 2-0, but 5 was a little bit on the high. I'm sure the players themselves, the technical team, they are all disappointed, and therefore they will look into it very well in the next coming match, and then see how best they can improve.
All right, so that's former Black Stars coach Charles Kobna-Connor speaking there. Well, let's get to the Confederation of African Football, because yesterday Patrice Motsepe briefed the press, and with that, AFCON is set for a historic transformation after CAF President Motsepe confirmed that the tournament will be expanded from 24 to 48 teams. The announcement made during the press conference in Cairo marks another significant evolution for Africa's flagship football competition, which was last expanded in 2019 when it moved from 16 to 24 teams. Yes, Motsepe explaining the decision.
And every 4 years we will have what you currently call the AFCON. And the difference there is that the AFCON will have 28 nations rather than the current 24. So the commitment we've made of having world-class football on the African continent with the best African players from every year, from all over the world, will proceed.
All right, Patrice Motsepe also weighed in on the ongoing disputes between Senegal and Morocco following Senegal's decision to submit an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport after CAF's appeals body decided to strip them of the title.
That talks about the final match in Morocco between Senegal and Morocco. We are not going to say anything more than what we've concluded and what we've said there. And partly why we've put it into writing is because we really want you to take account that we've got 54 nations, we've got football competitions, and we don't want to be focusing all the time on issues relating to what happened between Morocco and Senegal, particularly because legally we may not comment, I may not comment anyway, until the judgment of CAS has been issued.
All right, so that's Dr. Patrice Motsepe, he's president of the Confederation of African Football, speaking right there. Well, to the Ghana Premier League in March Week 27, Kotoko and Accra Hearts of Oak both drop points in their respective March Week 27 fixtures, with each side settling for stalemate in games that lacked cutting edge. Kotoko played out a goalless draw with Indiana Football Club, and Hearts of Oak were held to a 2-2 draw by Omina Sharks. Here is a wrap of the weekend's action by Julio Ashifamwa.
The Premier League title race has taken another dramatic twist, and once again it's Medeama FC leading the charge. After weeks of pressure and inconsistency, Medeama have returned to the summit with a composed 2-0 win over 11 Wonders. More importantly, that victory snaps a warring 6-game winless streak and could be the spark they need heading into the business end of the season. Speaking after the game, head coach Ibrahim Tanko highlighted the importance of the win for his players' confidence.
I think it was really important for us, and the 3 points, because like you said, 6 games without winning, it gives a bit pressure. But I think with this performance and the 3 points at home, I think we can do something with it.
But while Medeama were rising, the BNU Gold Stars were slipping. The former league leaders suffered a shocking 2-0 defeat away to Karola United, a result that sees them drop to second place as they were first just a week ago, and suddenly the pressure is right back on. Now to Accra, and it was yet another frustrating afternoon for Accra Hearts of Oak. The Phobians were held to a 2-2 draw by Swedru All Blacks, but it wasn't without drama. Hearts had to fight back in the second half to rescue a point, and questions are now being asked. Head coach Masoud Didi Dramani is beginning to feel the heat with no home win in their last 5 games. After the game, he described it as an open contest.
I think that it was an open game with so many scoring opportunities and then so many chances that we created. But once again, we were very wasteful. Wasteful in the sense that right before our opponents had their goals, we still created more scoring opportunities and then chances.
In Doma, it was a cagey affair as Indiana and Asante Kotoko played out a goalless draw. For Kotoko boss Prince Owusu, it's a point gained in a tight title race.
We were coming in for a win. That's what it was. But when we got to a point, we felt like, no, half a loaf is better, bread is better than none. So let's try and then keep 1 point I and my technical team, we discussed about it, and then we came up with that plan that no, let's tie the game and then take a point away from here.
Around other grounds, Dreams FC were ruthless on road, thrashing Hawkeye United 3-0 to keep their momentum. Young Apostles delivered one of the stand-up performances of the weekend with a commanding 3-0 win over Hearts of Lions. For Bechem United, they picked up a crucial 2-1 away victory against FC Samatas. Nations FC maintained their impressive home resilience with a 1-1 draw against Brokum Chelsea and a finished goalless between Vision FC and Basake Holy Stars in a tight mid-table clash.
All right, so that's my colleague Julia Shiframwa with a wrap of the Match Week 27 fixtures, the results, bringing it to you. So Hearts drawing a 2-0 draw with Swede Royal Blacks in that game. Well, let's finish off with some Formula 1 in tennis because in Formula 1, four-time world champion Max Verstappen says he's considering quitting Formula 1 at the end of 2026 season amid his dissatisfaction with the sport's new regulations. The biggest rule change in F1 history saw new PowerPoint units and chassis introduced for this year with a shift towards electrical energy requiring new approaches from the drivers. In tennis, Jannik Sinner made history by winning the Miami Open and becoming the first man since Roger Federer in 2017 to complete the Sunshine Double. The Italian defeated Yuri Lesheka 6-4 to mark his mark as the first player to win at Indian Wells and Miami in the same season without dropping a set. So good one for Italy's Jannik Sinner. Bringing an end to sports, and that's the very latest in the world of sport. For more, you can head to citysportsonline.com and on X at City Sports JJ. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Polytangana. We'll be back later at 5 p.m. with Sports Flash, and later at 6:45 with live radio commentaries. Ghana taking on Germany in the second international friendly. I'm Gabi Ofe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
To the end of Ghana month, Polytank is celebrating with you. We are giving you over 1,000 Ghana cedis for free on our premium Sumo Super range of water tanks in celebration of Ghana. Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project, or business. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today. Ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 Ghana cedis. Polytank, the original, always the best. Panono Ankasa. Beware, Polytank does not request for Momo online.
Growth isn't just about getting bigger, it's about getting better. At First Atlantic Bank, integrity leads, customers come first, and excellence guides all we do. Today, that commitment takes a bold new step. First Atlantic Bank is now a PLC listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Stronger accountability, greater credibility, better service for families and businesses. Leading with I Care. First Atlantic Bank PLC. Refreshingly different.
I'm telling you, my brother has scored more goals than Asamoah Gyan.
What? This is impossible.
Check the stats.
What stats? We can't start. I have seen everything from 1986.
Funny thing about us Ghanaians, we'll argue for 3 days straight, but numbers always settle the matter. So, instead of just telling you about better fuels, let's do the math. The new Shell Fuel Save lasts up to 15 kilometers longer per tank. The new Shell V-Power cleans 100% of your engine's critical parts.
Now that's better by far.
The next time you think of filling up, choose new and improved Shell Fuels.
Go day, say a party, mini me a shomo, crunchy, chilling with friends, mini me a shomo, take chuck your hunger, mini me a shomo, crunchy, break time please, mini
This advert is FDA approved.
Come and see the beauty of Ghana.
Oh yes, are you looking to explore Ghana? Not sure where to begin? Why not let Ghana Tourism Marketplace help you plan the perfect trip? With Ghana Tourism Marketplace, you can easily book hotels, discover exciting tours, rent cars, connect with expert local tour guides, and explore destinations across the country, all in one place. You can also get tickets for amazing experiences like Movie in the Park at Platinum Bay Hotel, Uncle Ebu White Theatre shows, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park visits, Accra by Night tours, and many more unforgettable events. For more information, visit www.gtm.com.gh or email info@gtdc.gov.gh. You can also call or WhatsApp 050-123-3921 or 0202-700-720. Ghana Tourism Marketplace is brought to you by Ghana Tourism Development Company, your official gateway to discovering Ghana.
This Easter Monday, the biggest kids festival, Indomie Fest. It's making its second stop in Accra, and it's going to be epic. Get ready to turn up with your favorite Indomitables, Sweeney, Swifty, Big Boy, Vision, and Stretchy, with Crystal bringing the energy as your MC. Enjoy danceable live performances from Lasmin, Mr. Drew, Sistefia, DGL Academy, and many more. Turn up with the whole family on the 6th of April for lots of exciting moments, giveaways, and yummy Indomie. Yes, don't dull. Buy a ticket at 20 Ghana cedis, 3 at 50 Ghana cedis, and for a family of 6 at 100 Ghana cedis. Or simply dial *714*57# or visit vtickets.com to grab yours. For inquiries, call 055-835-1819. See you at Good Park. Indomie tastes great.
Whether you're buying water from your favorite spots in Osu, shopping online for the latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, click. So many options, yet so easy. With layers of security protecting every payment, your money stays safe. From Trotro to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for MasterCard today. MasterCard. Safe, convenient, priceless.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. Being generous is a good thing, and helping family and friends matter. But if you help everyone without planning, you can end up struggling yourself. When every phone call feels like a request and every problem becomes yours to solve, your own plans start to suffer. Real generosity is easier when your money is well planned. That way, you can help others without stress or regret. Now this year, put your finances in order so giving does not leave you empty. At Petra, we help you plan your money properly so you can support others and still move your life forward. A financial advisor is standing by. Dial *447*70# to speak to an advisor today. Let's do life together. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
I know you're not for sale, but I won't buy you cheap. Too stormy for your sale, come on buy my ship. My fear is that you fear that I'm just a wimp. But if fear, it don't be fear, cause I just shot my pimp in the leg. That's the reason why I walk with a limp. I limp across the world, searching for peace. You know I'm not the dim. So when I saw you, girl, I saw a piece of you. When I'm a kin, now come at a boy, you go without a win. I might be just a thing, just a thing, just a thing. Don't be scared of me, be scared with me. I'm trying to see the man in me to set you free. I got to be free. Even if you put your love on sale, priced above the cheap.
Account, a tailored financial solution for churches and ministries. Enjoy free Sunday cash pickups, loan at concessionary rates, full cash management services, and expert investment advice for your ministry's growth. Let Zenith Bank handle your church's finances while you focus on transforming lives. Sign up for the Zenith Church Premium account today. Call 054 2000 111. That's 054 200 0111. Or visit any of our branches. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Locust Estates understands how you feel when you work so hard but are unable to afford a property. We have beautifully designed 3-bedroom townhouses in safe, secure, and community-focused estates with clubhouse, gym, and swimming pool at a great price. No stress, no guesswork, no fear. Just smart design in prime locations built for real families and real futures. So owning a dream home should not be out of reach. Call Locust Estates on 0200 557 704 or visit locusestate.com. Locust Estate, modern living made possible. In today's connected world, tech is not just a convenience, it's become a critical part of our lives. Don't get caught in a bind when your smart devices fail. Tech Therapy Limited is your one-stop solution for smart device repair. We have quick support. Our hotline works quickly. Call 0505 78 1996. Follow us on our socials at Tech Therapy GH or visit our website Tech Therapy Africa or pass through our office 24 Garden Road, East Legon near the ANC Mall. And Techno has released the all-new Canon 50 series featuring a leading AI auto zoom camera for capturing exciting moments. The series includes 3 models: the Canon 50, the Canon 50 Pro, and the Canon 50 Ultra, which supports eSIMs. Powered by Techno AI, the phone delivers real-life photography experience with features such as up to 60 times super zoom, AI auto zoom, and super flash snap. The AI-powered photo gallery becomes a creative studio with AI art gallery, AI image to video, and tools like AI reflection remover, shadow remover, and AI dazzle remover. So this is like a workstation all hidden in the phone. There's also the one-tap flash memo function for the productivity that you need in your business. Visit any Techno store to choose from the Canon 50, the Canon 50 Pro, or the Canon 50 Ultra.
The future whilst forgetting the history. I know it's crazy. They show you the money and marrying and hurrying and even abuse your bravery. They send into slavery, an act of knavery and slavery, bravery. They flicker your emotions.
Jonathan Syme is living proof that insurance can actually reward you. He's the first raffle winner of the Insurance Motor Insurance promotion from Enterprise Insurance. Jonathan simply insured his car and now is packing his bags for an ultimate football experience abroad, live at the stadium. Just renew or buy your motor insurance with Enterprise and win big. A sponsored ultimate football experience, fuel coupons, airtime, and branded souvenirs from now till May 2026. This promo is regulated by NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Lots of birthdays. Before I get to them, Republic Bank has a number of offerings Own your dream home with our mortgages. Grow faster with SME corporate banking solutions and run your daily finances smoothly with retail and commercial banking products. Build wealth with investment and trust management and pay anywhere, anytime with Republic Visa, credit or debit card. Call us toll free 0800 414 414. That's 0800 414 414. This is the Republic Verse. Do more, shine more. Republic Bank, big up. So today seems to be a very popular day for birthdays. So I'm just going to read a few of them for us this morning. Birthday wish to Major General Engineer Alhaji Ibrahim Sidi Idris of Daystar Academy. You're 10 years old. 10 years old and have all these names. Charlie, people have I even told
like that's a proper army person.
The guy is 10 years old though.
Major General. Congrats to him.
This is from Faisal and Nadia. May Allah guide and protect you. This is from your siblings and your parents. Happy birthday to Pa Luis Azuma Nelson, Marketing, PR and Business Development Strategies of Data Link University. Wishing you an awesome day from David. Ben, help me wish my husband Kelvin Selom Adika a happy birthday. He turns 40 today. I pray for God's continuous favor and blessings as he steps into the 4th floor. The kids and I love him very much. From his wife Harriet Adiza and the kids Sesinam and Selikem Adika to Kelvin Selom Adika. This message actually came a couple of days ago. We missed it, but we're doing it today. Happy birthday to Mark Ewusi Akon and daughter Mary Inshira Akon, and to Samuel Kojo Ado of Stanbic Bank, Stanbic Heights Airport. Your sacrifices won't go unnoticed. May Psalm 27 verse 1 remind you today and always, and fill your heart with courage and peace. This is from your wife Roberta Ado and your little munchkins, Kojo Esilfi Ado and Kofi Grant Ado. We love you, Daddy. I love you, baby. Coming into Samuel Kojo Ado from your wife and kids. Happy birthday to the convener of Election Watch Ghana, Mark Ewusi Akon. So this is coming from a different person. And your daughter, may God bless your new age. Happy birthday to Christiana Nandara of the Republic Bank. The Lord bless and keep you, make his face shine upon you and give you peace. From Ascona and all members of DC Fraternity Dansoman. And this is to my daughter and sister-in-law Wintima Yanam Sanid of Madonna and Child School at Nungwa Barrier. And to Shelley Akua Safwa Asamoah from Suleiman and Yom Sanid. To Wintima Yanam Sanid of Madonna and Child School Nungwa from your parents Suleiman and Yom and siblings Akofa, Yelsom and Seli. Kamal Dean Madi, the coolness of my eyes and heart, my love, my husband, father of my children. So lucky I got to walk through the fire in peace with you. It was you some 11 years ago today. You always and forever, Mrs. Fatima Kamal Dean Madi. So the husband who also happens to be the chair of the 2,000-year group of Akores. Yeah, Kamal, happy birthday to you. The way your wife they feel you this morning, Charlie. It go be too much. Hey, Mavis, Gloria, and Patricia, wishing you belated birthday wishes. Hope your special days were as favorable and fantastic as you are. From Yaira Gloria Agbenoto to Mavis, Gloria, and Patricia. Charlie, like the whole world was born today. Charlie. Yeah. March 30. I think there's a couple more, right?
Including an 18-year-old today, Jacob K. Money, Covenant of St. Augustine's College. We wish you all the best in life and success in your final exams. This is coming from Mommy Barbara. I think the weekend also saw Nana Araba celebrate her birthday. So happy birthday to Nana Araba, Ezwa's beautiful.
Is it Ezwa now?
Yes.
She's called Ata or something.
Yes.
Happy good morning to, I met a Phobia regional chairman for one of the circles, regional circles chairman, Fuseni. It was when the new house jersey and asked him to get one for me.
I want to know. Every your representation has jersey.
I hope there's no conflict of interest.
It's allowed.
I tell us, but I need a small size.
Because you must get for the.
No, I want to go and watch the last game of the season.
Okay.
I think we are playing Midiama.
Okay, that's a big game.
Yeah, Midiama, and then we are fourth now on goals difference. Kotoko is third.
You've just been drawing, draw masters.
I think we can go to Africa.
We are drawing.
Yeah, I think we can go to Africa.
But we are drawing.
It doesn't matter. We have how many games left in the season?
7.
I'll go and watch the last game.
Yeah, the Midiama game is a good one.
I have to go, and I think the kids will be on vacation, so we'll probably go together.
Yes,
but do they do jerseys for the kids?
You need to ask your house people.
Because the last time I got jersey for kids was around 2021.
Yes.
Also, that one they had, but I don't think I know where to get the jersey anymore.
That's the problem.
Do Kotoko do jerseys for kids?
No.
They should start.
Yes.
I think they should start.
Yes.
Because we should need to set our kids into these things at an early age.
Early, yeah.
So they know that at least once this thing, you should go and watch.
Unless you sew the jersey for them. You can also sew it for them. You find the material.
Stop that nonsense.
And get somebody to sew your own design.
Stop that.
Your own design.
No.
You know what now?
No. I think they can get kids size jerseys. They should.
Where?
They should just make it, for now, they should just get some local designer and give him the contract.
No, they can't because
they have a design.
Yeah, but
the material.
They are an officially sponsored team.
So the team can get the material from wherever they want to get it and give a contract to a local tailor or local fashion designer.
No, it is the sportswear manufacturer
company
that has to do it.
So like these Umbro and these guys.
Because they have an agreement with the sportswear manufacturer.
The sportswear but now we have textile companies in Ghana. So like
the sportswear manufacturer needs to
give a license for replica jerseys. Yes, because I mean, the way I see your face, I think your kids to the lighthouse. The way I look, the way I'm seeing your face.
Oh no!
I don't think you are Kotoko. The way your nose is shaking.
They are Hoover at them.
No. Hoover doesn't exist.
Oh, it is.
Really?
Yes. Division 2.
The best team now is Heart of Lions from the Volta region.
Yes, but they are struggling this season.
But I like Hearts. I think Hearts is good.
Can
I pitch
with Hohoi? You?
Hohoi, they are just one season in the league, so it's too early.
Yes.
House of Folk has been there since 1911.
But actually, if you wanted jerseys, for your kids in their size, Hohoi has a shop.
They have a shop where?
Yes, in Hohoi. You can get it in.
They have kids.
Yes, they are. If you go attend a Hohoi United game,
they have kids jerseys.
Basically, everybody you see is wearing a replica.
Yeah, Mamu has done some fantastic.
Yeah, they have proper replica.
And House of Folk doesn't have children jerseys. No,
wait,
let me ask Hussein.
You can basically see like 6,000 or 7,000 people at the Hohoi Sports Stadium.
What's the size of your stadium?
It takes 10,000, all seated.
Yeah,
10,000.
Yes, all seated.
You know, I had an interview with Kofi Adams, which I'll play tonight, and I asked him about the
Black Stars.
But I just say, but people can.
I asked him about the.
They can do alterations.
I asked him about the centers.
Yes, the match centers.
You know, the previous
the resource centers.
Yeah, so his point was that they are under Ministry of Youth, so he's trying to collaborate with that ministry to renovate it, because it was built at the Ministry of Youth.
Yeah, with their budget.
But he agrees with you that they can actually be like regional stadia.
Yes.
For not just football but also athletics, because 10 to 12,000 is big enough.
So I'll tell you what happened. So this weekend there's something called the FIFA Series Tournament that happened in Rwanda. It's the first time that the FIFA Series Tournament started in 2024 that has been played outside of Europe. So what basically FIFA decided to do was the countries that are not very high
in the
football ranking and who are the most unlikely to play each other. So on which planet is Liechtenstein going to play Gabon? Or Estonia going to play Kenya? So they created
a tournament
like that. And
so like the off-season tournament.
Exactly. So
and Rwanda hosted this.
Yes. That's because over the past 5 or 6 years, they've used the resource center principle, where they have a lot of these small, high-quality stadiums. So these are not 20,000, 30,000. These are 7,000, 6,000. But high quality. The pitch is world class.
So it doesn't have to be too big.
It's not too big, but the facilities are world class and the pitch is world class. So, and then the big game gets held at the Amahoro, which is the national stadium, the big one. But the other games get played at some of these satellite venues.
So Hussein is telling me that he has kids for Hearts of Folk.
He has
Hearts of Folk jerseys.
In which side?
He said he will bring them to me.
Which side?
I didn't ask him. We are texting. We have, but we know Hearts of Folk is 1911.
You said that you don't.
I
So
didn't
withdraw that and apologize before you.
I've corrected the point. I met him at the festival. Yes, and he was wearing a Hearts of Folk jersey.
Okay.
He's the
Phobia.
Yes, he's the Greater Accra, one of their executives for Hearts of Folk fans. So you bring the jerseys. Do you want some? That's the question I'm asking you.
Oh, why not? You should bring it. I mean,
because you are floating.
It's fast.
So I want to recruit you. You are floating.
Oh no, I would by default team to support is Hearts of Folk.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean that one.
So I'll get so saying it. Sky wants one.
I've always, the main.
Are you large or extra large?
Medium.
Large will be fine. Medium.
So please get one for Sky. You know me, I'm small.
But once I have IDA people,
I will also give you a replica of taking over. Jesse. That's my team. We have replica.
Better the way we are not
high quality.
Now I'm just saying this to say that Hussein is one of the many listeners I met who said to me that we came because of you guys, and they said they thank us for bringing the vendors together. And for me, what I like is that people came to eat. They didn't come to. They didn't come to play. They came to eat, and it was serious. Like Sky, people were actually eating.
People brought their own.
And this year we had a lot of sitting space, so people actually ate, waited, and ate again. And I really want to commend Ghanaians for. So just like we are rallying made in Ghana food, we'll start saying let's buy made in Ghana shoes. Start buying made in Ghana shirt. Who knows what else we can buy? So it's been fantastic, and I really want to thank all our patrons for attending upon the Back to Your Village Food Festival. And God bless you so much. We look forward to seeing you very soon at This Is Ghana.
I just want to apologize to those who have had to deal with the uncomfortable nature of the space, because it rains.
Especially when it rains.
Exactly.
Challenge.
It tells us that I think the ministry that has supervisory jurisdiction over that place would have to put its head together with other
to develop it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to believe that people are deliberately leaving that space for obvious reasons. That place needs to be developed because look, it's a vast space. I mean, imagine approaching, EcoBank, which has an office block.
Once you develop it, let me just not to cut you. I hope they do it as a public thing because
exactly.
If a private company comes as a
no, it should not be private. Of course, they can also do private partnerships. No, because if you can't find funding, then you engage private sector.
That's the justification they always use, and then before you know, it has become something.
No. I think the financial modeling can be done properly.
Okay.
So it's a serious point because I met some little kid who were pointing to the merry-go-round. They wanted to go play around there.
The train was not functioning.
This is not what. That's
so you are saying that if the children's park, there can be an arrangement between the Ministry of Gender, Children, and then it's not like a takeover.
No,
but like some funding. Because see, the other thing is that it's the chicken and egg. There are people who want it to be accessible. Right now, it's easy to use the place. It's not expensive. If a private partner comes on board and invests, say, 10 million cedis or whatever, to develop the place, put in place a nice look. I went to Shona with my kids at Christmas. Shona is near the Labadi Beach. It's privately owned. Charlie, we paid. We paid because for a well-functioning place, you need to maintain it. So the question is, I don't think the government on its own wants to put money in and run it commercially. If a private person comes on board to do it commercially, the price goes up. If you want to rent it for something, it becomes difficult. So maybe they should have the ministry should tell us their vision. And then we will see whether we can help it.
You see, quickly, there's a principle in law that talks about occupiers' liability, right? The state of a space that you have jurisdiction or control over. If you're not careful, you can provoke lawsuits on the basis of the conditions in the place. And if you look at that particular space, these rail lines that are rotting away, if you're not careful, kids go near them and they become hurt. It becomes a problem, and the state can probably be sued. Now, you have such a vast prime land in the heart of Accra, behind a Kempinski Hotel, in front
opposite
of
Kempinski.
Opposite Kempinski, okay.
In front of National Theatre.
National Theatre. Then you have EcoBank, World Trade Center.
And the Ministry of Gender is next somewhere.
George Padmore Library to next to it.
Exactly.
That
that place should not be just there like that. In any event, we don't have so many playgrounds for kids in the heart of Accra. So I believe there are brilliant people in these offices who can put their heads together and see how we can arrange for some financial modeling that allows for.
I'm only begging you because you've been saying that a lot of times we raise legitimate concerns about how things should be done. Someone say, "Hey, what's the city for?" Then they will cook up something which will become something. So you see, I'm just cautioning you.
I don't know if you know.
Once you, most of the corrupt deals we have in Ghana are done on the basis of legitimate need. So we'll come on here and say, we need this. They say, do you hear the city police? They say we need this. You get it. So I'm just saying that. Let the ministry be very transparent. I'm proposing that the next government accountability series, when Felix Kwachi brings the Ministry for Gender, our journalists should prepare questions about plans to develop the children's park as a series of questions to see what the ministry will say. Okay. For me, their ownership of the place makes it accessible for us to use. They are not very difficult people. They provide electricity. It's easy to use the place. But we all agree that the place needs to be revamped. If the government needs money from the state to revamp it so that it will still be under the ministry, I think we should support it. So maybe in the next budget cycle, they will say redevelopment of children's park by the ministry itself. Okay. So that we can all pay a token amount to enter. Maybe if you are going to use it, or if you are going to be the renter of the place, you pay a token amount. I'm afraid of if a private person takes it, a lot of ordinary people cannot get access to it again. That's my fear. That's my fear. Because the financing, the way they will plan it, it's going to be too difficult. So don't say it too much.
One shout.
Don't say it too much. It's 8:01. When we come back, we'll talk about the new town building collapse, and then we'll spend a few moments talking about the Black Stars. Some people think it's too early to press the panic button, just a friendly match. But having seen the shambolic performance against Austria, a lot of people are not very, very impressed with the team. We'll discuss that briefly as well. And then today is EdTech Monday. We'll be getting into a very exciting conversation. That's at 9:05 later this morning. But let's bring in Edwin Kwakofi. Tech and social media trends is next, and it's brought to us by
Telecel.
Edwin, good morning.
Good morning to you, Bernard.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I hope everyone had a good weekend.
Oh, it was a fantastic weekend.
It was. But unfortunately, it wasn't fantastic for some people at Newtown where the collapse happened. And you will get into that issue after the break. But just to let people know that 3 people have been confirmed to have died, and 20 people have been rescued from the building that collapsed. We heard from the fire service that it happened around 5, or they got the information around 5, and they sent over rescue teams to help deal with the issue. They said, unfortunately, they had to rely on the faint cries from the collapsed building to reach the victims of that. So it was an uncompleted building, a 4-story uncompleted building that a few people were using as a place of worship. That's unfortunately collapsed. So the anger on social media centers around why certain buildings are left to stay up when they've been uncompleted for so long, knowing that they pose a risk to people who might decide to use it, or people around who also have structures, or who live or stand or do whatever activity around the place. So
you understand it's part of a school?
Yes, it's part of the school. Everyone was saying it was supposed to be part of the school building, but unfortunately it wasn't completed and has been left there. So usually school buildings are used by people who want to for places of worship, and this was one that was used as well. Unfortunately it collapsed, and we've lost 3 lives because of it.
But the picture I saw of the building prior to its collapse, it looked very, the pillars looked very thin.
Yes.
Of course, from my eyes, hindsight is
2020.
Yeah, but it looked, when you look at the photo, it looked some way.
Yeah, it was obvious that something was not right. And I think the local assembly people would need to answer a lot of questions. We are tired of raising these matters, right? Someone took photograph of that. Maybe the assembly people were there to do the assembly, because normally you can't just put up a building like that without the assembly people coming to ask questions. So the question is, who gave the authorization? Do we have people going there regularly to go and do some supervision to know that, okay, this is what they authorized and this is what is being built, or what was being built? Some of these things just happen because people look the other way. So perhaps we should get to the bottom of that. So you do know Melcom, nobody was brought to book. Kaswa, nobody was brought to book. One happened in Cantonment's area. You know, things happen like this. They say, oh, fire will deal with the people. Zero.
It's like we become numb to these things. We want 2 days, politicians rush there, take pictures,
and that's it.
Next problem.
That's it.
Some other people who had a terrible weekend coming into today, but not on such unfortunate circumstances, are the Black Stars fans. Yeah.
You are not a member of the fans.
No, yes.
Yeah, so the weekend started off with a 5-1 loss to Austria. Very embarrassing defeat for the Black Stars, and Otuado has come under fire. Actually, there are calls for a sack. Otuado must go was trending throughout the weekend because they feel he's not tactically competent enough to lead the Black Stars to the World Cup. He says that he is still the right man and that the squad will improve ahead of the World Cup. Then Austrian coach Ralf Rangnick, former Manchester United boss, he says that Otuado or not, he will still have been beaten 5-1.
He's not blaming the coach.
Yeah, he says we shouldn't blame the coach because his team is just better, and that's.
But why is his team better? Isn't the coaching that made his team better? What's the logic?
Or maybe the quality of players.
Charlie, you should mind his business. We want to do our thing.
Speaking truth.
Oh, what truth?
Every team
is as good as its coach.
It's not as simple as coaching, and we all know.
Oh, we don't know.
We just manage our hope.
No, we will discuss it, but you cannot say the coach is not part.
They will do something.
The coach is part. Maybe the players can improve, but the coach is part. It's part and parcel of the problem. Part and parcel.
But it's a valid point that regardless of who was there as coach.
No, it's not true. How does he know? Is he saying that if they were coached by he himself, they would have still beaten us 5-1? I mean, what's the logic in what he's saying? Every team is as good as his coach, so he cannot. He's just defending the coach because it's solidarity with coaches. What is he saying
that speaks to the problem with the Black Stars?
You cannot tell me that a team is not playing on the basis of the coach's competence.
Yeah.
So is okay. Then it means that he's irrelevant to his team. Then if his team is better than a team, then why is he coaching?
Or maybe he believes so much in his ability that he doesn't think.
What he's saying? No. What he's saying? Maybe we are not quoting him well. If unless we are not quoting him, okay. If he's saying that, irrespective of who's coaching our team, we'll be beating 5-1. It's very like presumptive.
The results wouldn't
but
change.
Your team
that's
has
what he said.
Problem, no?
And what's the problem?
The problems, the myriad of problems with the Black Stars cannot be just put on the head of the coach and say because you don't have a good coach.
No. So the problems of the team exclude the coach.
You are not listening to me. I'm saying that
you know what?
You cannot limit the problems of the Black Stars.
We don't limit it. We are starting from there.
In this case,
we are starting from there.
The coach is a big problem.
How many times haven't you criticized and called for coaches to be kicked out?
You can have many problems in your house. You start with one. So we are not saying the coach is the only problem.
No, but it's the beginning. I'm just saying that
it's the beginning of the problem.
What he's saying is very realistic.
I disagree.
And I think that we should be realistic.
What he's saying is illogical.
Because we will start clamoring for a new coach.
A different coach, will still beat us 5-1. Is he saying that a team's performance has nothing to do with coaching? How do you say that?
That's what he's saying.
Well, that's what you are saying.
Will this be the first time we are dissatisfied with the performance of a coach?
This is the first time we've lost more
called for a new coach.
This is the first time we've considered 5 goals since 2007. This is the first time we've considered 5 goals since 2007.
And how many coaches have you had since then?
A few. None of them has been this bad.
And your performance has been what?
Much better in some times.
You can't absolve the coach of blame, but at least you have to give your team the best chance of success.
No, you guys are not listening to me. I'm not saying that the coach is absolved of any blame. Yeah. I'm saying that the problems of your Black Stars are not restricted to the problem of the coach.
Well, I disagree with you.
Okay. Let's move away from this Otugo conversation. By reminder that today the Black Stars are playing Germany. That match will be live on Citi FM. We'll bring you live commentary as well.
You can predict the outcome.
Yes, we will lose that match.
We will lose it.
Yes,
just focus on
if we lose this
maybe
match,
not as badly, not as badly. No, not as badly as the Austria game.
No, you see,
you win your next match.
I think we need someone to inspire confidence. You know, I've always been supportive of him. That look, we need someone who is Ghanaian to handle the Ghanaian project, and I believe that coaches are sometimes the problem. Sometimes the players are the problem. Sometimes they are both. You understand? There are so many things wrong with the national team. But the point is that, look, we need someone. We cannot throw $30 million at this thing, a project, when we have all these problems to deal with. Then you go and embarrass us and come back. So if he's listening to us, he should make sure that he wins today's game, or at least there's a draw. If he doesn't, I will support the call for his removal.
Unreasonable expectation.
Okay, let's move away from that to the Back to Your Village Food Festival. We have to talk about it because it was fantastic. You look at the pictures, the videos, if you were there yourself, the number of things on offer to eat, the number of things to drink, the people who are there, the music, the entertainment, the dancing. The Bobo dance was very popular at the Back to Your Village Food Festival. And we also saw our minister Ablaji
my MP, yes.
She can dance.
Rita now Dole.
Yes, she's an all-rounder.
Showing off their dance moves as well. Emilia Arthur to the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture the previous day, first day. She also showed some moves. So it was pretty fun. It was very, very fun. If you missed out, then unfortunately there's always next year. But if you want to just relive anything that happened, our social media platforms are full of all those details. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all of them. You can find out all details.
All right.
Let's move over to one more topic. The Apostolic Church. They've banned the you may kiss your bride. You may kiss the bride.
Why?
Yeah.
They say it's not culturally and really something Charlie.
Well, I'm moving.
It's alien to Ghana's cultural.
Cancel the whole white wedding
values.
We should cancel it.
It's small.
Oh,
you start small.
Yeah, we should.
It's their choice.
Let's do on a cultural thing.
It's their choice. You do
customary.
You do the customary. You do the church one.
Yeah, not the church one. If you decide to go and write it in the books, you go and do that.
Are you contemplating doing an apostolic wedding?
No, I'm not. But a lot of our young men are.
So what are people saying on social media? What are they saying?
Oh, people say they won't agree because
it's
a key part.
It's a key part of the thing. Because we've had our team members marry this past few weeks.
Exactly.
Benjamin and then Yao. So imagine the pastor say, Yao, you may now unveil the bride and embrace her. I will cause remote.
Yeah, a few couples have tried to escape that by hugging and the crowd never agreed.
They want you to enter.
It's funny how things have changed. Some years back, many couples would rather prefer to hug, do an embrace. than to do a whole
but this is the
fans. Like,
it's the spectator sport. The wedding is a spectator sport now. Even the bloggers need that for their reels, so you have to perform.
Okay, finally in tech news, the UK has told parents to curb young children's screen time. So no child under 2 should have any screen time up to an hour a day. They should have up to an hour a day of screen time. For 2 to 5 year olds, that should be also up to an hour, because they feel that prolonged solo use can disrupt sleep and displace play and exercise. So no screen time for under 2s and up to an hour for between 2 and 5.
Thank you, Edwin.
There are many reasons to connect, and it's all to put smiles on the faces of those you love.
Daddy, thanks for the tea cash, okay? I love you.
That's my daughter Angela. Caring for my parents, that's my duty. I also get to pay my utility bills easily with Telecel Cash, and to the suppliers at my shop.
Hello sir, Telecel Cash payment received right on time. Thank you.
I get to make them smile because I can pay to my suppliers' merchant numbers, even on other networks directly. My dear ones, we keep the connection stronger when our family, friends, and business relations are happy. Live on cash, enjoy convenience, and make those who matter smile when you send them money with Telecel Cash.
Telecel, connecting energies. Improve your gum and oral health with the new Nesta mouthwash from Ernest Chemists Limited. Nesta mouthwash comes in original and fresh mint for the treatment of bleeding or irritated gums, mouth ulcers, maintenance of oral hygiene, prevention of bad breath and plaque. Nesta mouthwash, great oral hygiene, long-lasting freshness. Available in pharmacies nationwide. Manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited.
Are you clapping? Are you giving God the glory? Hallelujah! Every day you wake up shouting, my business is not moving. Customers are not coming. But look, my brother, my sister, who are you deceiving? Have you smiled today? Do you have the confidence to smile? Your face alone is chasing people away. Yeah! We all know that the problem is not a spiritual problem. The problem is a dental problem. She was saying, use Pepsodent charcoal toothpaste to remove yellow. Somebody shout amen.
Craft your smile with Pepsodent charcoal. It removes stains and whitens teeth. This advert is FDA approved.
Cast your mind back to 2022. The prices were rising. The stress was high. Every liter of fuel felt like a sacrifice. Do you remember who stepped forward first? When others were comfortable with high prices, Star Oil chose you. We cut our own profits so you could keep your AC on, keep your engines running, and keep your life moving without the heavy burden. We gave you room to breathe when things felt tight. Because of you, our star savers, we became number one. Today, the pumps are a battleground. Others are finally cutting prices because they have to. But Star Oil, we do it because we want to. Don't just chase a price, remember a friendship. We were there for you then, and with new innovations coming your way, we are here for you now. Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuels for all.
Gino Pepe, how jolly hot, oh la la, natural red color, same intense flavor. Gino Pepe powder, me jolly a jankasa. No MSG, no salt, no preservatives. Gino Pepe powder, truly hot, oh la la. Consistent heat, put the air fryer, over filio. Gino Pepper powder, me jolly a jankasa.
The name you trust, Gino Hot Pepper Powder, truly hot. This advert is FDA approved.
This Easter Monday, the biggest kids festival, Indomie Fest. It's making its second stop in Accra, and it's going to be epic. Get ready to turn up with your favorite Indomitables, Sweeney, Swifty, Big Boy, Vision, and Stretchy, with Crystal bringing the energy as your MC. Enjoy danceable live performances from Lasmin, Mr. Drew, Sister Fia, DGL Academy, and many more. Turn up with the whole family on the 6th of April for lots of exciting moments, giveaways, and young yummy Indomie. Yes, don't dull. Buy a ticket at 20 Ghana Cedis, 3 at 50 Ghana Cedis, and for a family of 6 at 100 Ghana Cedis. Or simply dial *714*57# or visit vtickets.com to grab yours. For inquiries, call 055-835-1819. See you at Good Park. Indomie tastes great.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Avo de kajevi makotiu ikebe fifi amoto hana tito bagbera wa avo la noanyi ada wa ada anati keke avo ananya keke avo ade picha da de to
Guinea ice. 8:18 on a City Breakfast Show. So smart tools or stagnant skills? Is AI doing the thinking for our learners? Join me and my panelists later this morning as we delve into the effects of AI on learning. EdTech Monday is brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with the Meltwater Educational Institute of Technology. Panelists include Miracle Gavo, founder and technical consultant, Ghana Society for Education Tech. Kat Davison is the CEO of EduSports. And Richard Dodu is the founder of Meta School AI. It's at 9 p.m. this morning. Growth is not just about becoming bigger, it's about becoming better. At First Atlantic Bank, integrity has always been our guide. Today, we're committed to take a new bold form. We're now a PLC, a publicly listed company on the stock exchange. This strengthens our accountability, deepens our credibility, and positions us to serve families, businesses, and communities even better. So First Atlantic Bank is now First Atlantic Bank PLC. It's more than a new status. It's a promise to lead with integrity, customer centricity, agility, resilience, and excellence. First Atlantic Bank PLC, refreshingly different. Welcome to Western Villas, located at Mensa, where our stunning homes redefine elegance. Each home is a masterpiece with swimming pool, gym, playground, beautiful landscape gardens, and private balconies, making every day feel like a retreat. Reserve your 3 or 4 bedroom luxury gated homes at Mensa with just 5% deposit between now and end of March and get up to 2 free service plots. Call us on 053-650-2295 or visit westernvillas.com for more information. What if some of the things we believe about Ghana's economy are not entirely true? In our folklore, Anansi stories are clever, memorable, but not always accurate. Will the same be true about the stories we tell ourselves about our economy? Well, the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, CIMG, invites you to an evening with Joe Jackson on the theme Anansi Stories about the Ghanaian economy. Join Joe Jackson of Dalex Finance, he's the CEO, as he unpacks the myths, the assumptions, and the narrative shaping our economic decisions. Expect a sharp 30-minute presentation followed by an interactive Q&A session. It's tomorrow, March 31, 5:30 p.m., Wesley Towers, Accra, opposite UBA House or UBA head office. Attendance is open, but seating is limited. Reserve your seats now. So call Portia on 054 010 7300. That's 054 010 7300. Come, let's separate economic facts from Kweku Anansi stories. The skinny ice is the first world-class artist Richard Sky will promote in his management career. He will not be the last. He will be the first, but not the last. It's time to make that move. It's time for a cold Malta Guinness. When the mind, body, and Malta Guinness unite, nothing is beyond your reach. Vim up your daily pursuit with the revitalizing taste of Malta Guinness, packed with B vitamins. It's not like any other soft drink. It's a quality refreshment boosted with B vitamins and brewed with sorghum and malt. Charge forward towards your goal with each sip of its nourishing natural goodness. Now selling at a cool 12 cedis. Remember to look out for the proudly made in Ghana symbol on every bottle or can of Malta Guinness. Malta Guinness, we move. Two final announcements. The Office of Registrar of Companies is running all registered companies, business owners, directors, secretaries, and partners across Ghana to file their annual returns and renew their business names and partnerships by Thursday, 30th April. This is a legal requirement and helps keep your business transparent, compliant, and in good standing. Companies that fail to do this will be considered non-compliant and may face penalties ranging from 1,000 cedis to 2,000 cedis, depending on the number of years in default. Avoid penalties and protect the legal status of your business. For inquiries, call 0308-249-841 or WhatsApp 059-952-5774 or follow ORC on social media. And here's some good news if you're a shareholder of Societe Generale. Your dividends are now being paid directly to your bank account or mobile money. Dividend payments are no longer being made using dividend warrants. All shareholders are therefore respectfully required to update their records with the registrar NTAC Limited with bank details, email address, and mobile phone number, including your Momo number as well. For SG shareholders with the Central Securities Depository account, contact your stockbroker and update your records. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you. Citi News' Sarah Pia was the first respondent or one of the first journalists at the scene when Interior Minister Mubarak Muntaka Mohammed visited the scene of the experimental DA school in Accra Newtown, where a 4-story building collapsed, trapping 23 people. Here are the details of a report.
Here at the experimental junior high school here at Newtown, the unfortunate incident where an old school building has collapsed, trapping some worshippers in there. From what we gathered from eyewitnesses, they say that the incident happened around 4 p.m. today, and there were people gathered in there that were holding worship sessions. Currently, we have police personnel on the ground. Officers from the Ghana National Fire Service are also putting in their best to help rescue people that have been trapped in the debris. The ambulance officers from the ambulance service are also here trying to move people back so that the bulldozer can have the space to be able to clear the debris so that they can rescue the victims. A lot of residents have gathered here, and the officers are trying so hard to let them move back so that they can have the space to be able to clear the debris, to prevent any further injuries or to prevent the bulldozers from running into the people who are standing closer to where the building has collapsed. That was an elderly woman who was just into the ambulance. So she is being moved from there because the ambulance is said to be full. So there's another ambulance on the other side. So that is where the victim who was just rescued has been conveyed to. Another victim has also been rescued. He's also been sent into the ambulance for medical attention. The fire officers are trying their very best to allow people to move back to the place, to allow in fresh air. being sent into the ambulance to be sent to a health facility for medical attention. So the police officers here, in conjunction with officers from the Ghana National Fire Service, including the ambulance service, are trying to move people to go back so that they can have ample space for the bulldozers to operate, so that they can clear the debris for them to be able to reach the trapped victims inside. How many have been rescued? How many you think are still trapped in there?
So far, we've rescued about 6 people. We are still working, and the good thing is that nobody is dead yet. So we are still on ground.
How many do you think are still trapped in there?
They're over 10. We can't give a number yet, but they're over 10.
We've spotted the Member of Parliament for Tamale South, who is also on the ground, and he has this to say.
Who were in a 4-story uncompleted building that caved in, and we are all now striving and struggling to save life and to save people who are held up in the debris.
What we can say is that there was a total of 23. Unfortunately, we've lost 3. The 3 that we've lost are a male and 2 females. We are not able to tell names for now. And thank God, 20 are alive in various hospitals. We have police hospital, the 37 military hospital, Mamobi, and a private facility where we have all these 20 people. Out of the 23, the total number of females among them are 14, and 15, with 8 being male. Out of this, we have minors that are 7. But those who have lost their life, there's no minor among the dead. All of them are adults, which is very unfortunate. But the rest are recouping very well. In fact, some of them were being discharged, but we insisted that, look, just make sure that nobody goes home and later have other challenges. So it's just too unfortunate. This will call for a full-blown investigation. We are hearing pieces of information that the Municipal Assembly had already sent warning that this building should not be used. Only last week, I'm told. But unfortunately, they didn't even know that some people have come in today to worship. Maybe this is the right signal to all of us that when things like this are done, maybe we need to position officers to make sure that nobody goes in. But this is not the time for blame games. This is the time to see what do we do to keep ourselves together, because in the time of difficulty like this is not the time you have to apportion blame and divide the people. So I want to thank everybody, the area boys. They did so well before the rescue team came. They on their own managed to do a lot, and we appreciate what they have done.
Are the kids supposed to come to school tomorrow? To depend on how much we are able to collect. So, but for now, we think that it's left with the MC and his team to look at the environment and how much work we are able to do till tomorrow morning. That will determine what will happen with the school. Yeah.
About 6 people have so far been rescued from the debris. Over 10 people are still trapped in there, but they are still on the ground working with police officers.
So that was Sarah Pierce's initial report with further information from the Ministry or the Minister for the Interior. Samuel Akom is on site at Accra New Town. Samuel, thanks for joining us. What is the latest with this tragedy that occurred at Accra New Town?
Thank you. Well, good morning. So I'm currently at the Accra New Town, exactly where the incident happened. And it was a structure or a story building belonging to the Accra New Town Experimental DA School. And the location of this particular place is directly opposite the Glory Oil here at Accra New Town. And the current situation is that, unlike in the morning, where the machines were on ground, but several briefings were happening. Currently, some excavation efforts are ongoing. Excavators are on grounds. The Ghana National Fire Service tankers are also here. They have started the efforts to clear all the debris here. But as it was ongoing, just a moment before your call, we saw some of the residents around here shouting, indicating that probably they've seen some things that may indicate that some person may be still in there. And so they rise in there to try and check it out. So that is what they are currently doing. But on my right-hand side, the SAM briefing room is also here, where the military, the NADMO, Ghana National Fire Service, together with the Ghana Police Service, are holding briefings upon briefings on how best to clear the debris here. And then I must also state the record that moments ago we spoke to the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Davis, who says that students have been asked not to return to the school until their safety is assured. And he also stated that they will be holding an emergency briefing at the headquarters, DS headquarters, so that exercise will be carried across the country, where all structures in various schools will be assessed to get to know their structural integrity.
Do we know if the authorities are expecting to recover more bodies? We are told 23 bodies were removed, 3 dead, 20 alive. Do we know if they are expecting any more bodies underneath the rubble?
So, per the last account we spoke to officials, they indicated that 20 persons are currently receiving treatment and 3 unfortunately have passed on. But when we pushed further to ask whether or not they believe some persons may still be beneath the rubbles, they indicated that they don't believe so because they ensure that all the individuals trapped in were taken out. But when we engaged the resident, they were telling quite a different story. They say that they were here and they think that some persons may still be trapped within. And so they are hoping that as excavation efforts have begun, they will be able to find these persons. Even if, unfortunately, they pass, at least their bodies will be treated with dignity.
Do you also know if the facility was ever used by the school or it was purely for worship, as we have been told it was a service going on? Because we know it's within the precincts of a school. From the interactions you've had, did the students ever use the facility at all?
Okay, so in our engagement with officials here and residents, the account is that the construction started during the tenure of the late former President, Professor John Evans Atta Mills. That suggests the period between 2008 and 2012. And since then, the building had not been fully completed to allow students to use that facility. But some churches come in to use the facility for their own church service activities and all. When we engaged the assembly member, he also indicated that there was a plan a few days ago, to collapse the structure, to demolish the structure. And just yesterday, this unfortunate incident happened. So if you ask, it was not put to use, but it is directly on the compound of the Accra Newtown Experimental DA School.
All right, so which officials are there now? Because you are saying rubble is being moved. Is it still a fire service operation? Is it a NADMO operation now, or a police operation?
Okay, so in terms of officials present here, the Ghana National Fire Service officials are here. Ghana Army, they are also here. And then the Ghana Police Service are also here. NADMO officials are also here. And as I speak to you, the Deputy Director for the National Disaster Management Organization, Teddy Soforo, is also on ground. We're currently in the briefing room, receiving briefing from the security officials here, after which I'm pretty sure he will be addressing the media. But all in all eyes are on the structure, the excavators trying to find out or clear the debris for us to ascertain whether or not there are some more persons in there. So that is where all eyes are currently on.
Thank you for your report, Samuel Akom with Channel 1 and Citi FM from Accra Newtown. So 23 bodies, 20 alive, receiving treatment, 3 died, and briefings ongoing. We're told the building started under Mills administration, uncompleted, not used by the school as far as we know, but used as a place of worship sometimes. Really tragic, Sky, this is a so sad way to go. And I also know there are lots of uncompleted buildings like this in town, a lot of uncompleted projects.
Yeah, I think the directive should be from whoever is responsible at the top, maybe Ministry responsible for Works and Housing, to the various district assemblies to do an audit of all of these high-rise buildings across the country and submit a report to the ministry so that we know the numbers out there that are uncompleted. And there should be an assessment so we can make a call as to which of them are dangerous for human use, and if we have to bring them down, we have to bring them down. But we have a serious problem on our hands because the assemblies are not doing what they are expected to do, because this building we are talking about is so conspicuous. It's not like it's hiding somewhere in a bush that nobody has access to it. someone must have seen that building when it was being built.
Charlie.
Right? Someone must have seen it. Someone must have known that this thing was being built. And if you look at the photographs,
Charlie, it's serious.
The fact that someone
skeletal,
yes,
skeletal frames, or
yes.
what you call it, pillars.
Yes, and I mean, even to an untrained eye, Charlie, it is obvious to me that that thing was not fit for purpose. It was just a matter of time. So the question is, do we have building engineers within? What's the name of the assembly in question? It must have been one of the Ayawaso.
Ayawaso Central.
Exactly.
Accra Newtown will be Ayawaso Central.
So there must be some planners within that office. There must be some engineers there. We should be asking questions this morning, and they should be answering those questions. Godfred gave us an example recently of what happened in Kenya. What do you call it?
In Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, China. When the building came down, the next thing they arrested everybody who had something to do with it. We saw a similar thing in the US. Yeah. It is important that the members of the assembly directly responsible for this particular space answer questions regarding this particular matter. Because Bernard,
Pascal, the building wasn't in active construction. So the building had been left. So it's not like somebody was building it all. The building was started and the mills had been left that way.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, you see, when you go to build on a site, before you even start the building project, you are required to go to the relevant authority to seek the authorization to initiate the building project.
Yes.
You would have to show the site plan, relevant documentation as to ownership and all of that, and what you intend to build on the place. Now, the assembly will review it. First of all, try to match the site plan with what the assembly really wants to do with that particular area. If it is a government, reserved area, they will tell you about it. If it is allowed that you build something there, they will tell you that this is what you can build here because this is the plan or the idea we have for the space. And then also, people are required to certify the various things here. So, for instance, an architect is supposed to prepare the building plan for you. Other people are also to do some other things about what you intend to build. And they would then have to give you authorization that, okay, this is what you want to build in the space. We agree that you should go and build it. And there are people required to supervise what you are doing.
What I'm saying is that the building had been left. So it's not an active construction project.
Yeah, but
so like over 12 years.
Yeah, it is not. That doesn't address the issue. The issue is looking at that particular skeleton
and the way it looked.
The way it looked.
Okay.
Who supervised it and who allowed
it to even rise to that level?
Exactly. Okay. And we see many of those things around.
Still to address the concern that he's raising that it doesn't appear that there was any work happening. I still side with Sky and say that the local authority should be concerned about the safety of a building that has been left for a long time like that, irrespective of the original structure appearing thinner than should be. The fact that it's been there for a long time, you can still see some what do you call it, wood holding setting. The expectation for me is that the local authority should be aware of that,
particularly when there are school kids not
particularly
far away.
When there are schools or school children not far away. They should have anticipated the safety issue over there. If you want to continue, fine. But if you don't, I just wanted to bring in a reported statement Sami made in his live report that a local authority, somebody from the assembly, had said that they intended to pull down the building, and this happened. I find
it was something we're contemplating.
That's what he's exactly. Listen to Godfred's response. Do you get it? we will say this after the fact. We will say this after the fact.
Why that?
Why not?
No, and his reaction was not different from Godfred number 2 as well. Nobody is going to buy that. That sounds
like
respectfully.
Thank you.
Like
we're planning to pull it down.
Story. Yeah. Do you get it? We've sat down and watched this, and Sky said this is conspicuous. This building was conspicuous. We've sat down, watched first of all it being put up in what appears to be thin structures. We've sat down to watch it deteriorate for however long, and people have died.
People to use it as a place of worship.
I think that it shouldn't be an issue of we are commiserating with the dead, we are mourning people, and so nobody should be held responsible. Heads must roll. I need to come to work and stop saying that when people die in Ghana, heads don't roll. That's the value or the lack of value, the no value we are placing on the lives of human beings.
So in your view, who is this person? Is it the assembly? Is it the contractor? Is it the school management for allowing? Because I'm thinking of many things. The building assets didn't look strong. So you can talk about the engineering aspects. The assembly that's supposed to regulate the building is one side. Then the school that owns the facility and allow people to use it as a place of worship when they probably knew that it wasn't safe. I'm not sure they knew it wasn't safe. All right. So who will, and we don't even know if it's an organized church or just people meeting to pray. It could just be area people. So we don't even know who they were.
All three of them.
It doesn't matter.
All three
levels. All
stakeholders
stakeholders in the development
so
of
assembly
that
must
space.
answer questions.
But it starts with the assembly.
School, the built environment professionals involved in the project.
Yes.
Contractor.
If they were, ideally they should be involved. But we know that people forgo that requirement and get the project done without getting the input of these.
But there's always going to be a contractor. You can't put a building on a contractor. Somebody was working on the contract.
No, what he's saying is a professional. You see?
Okay. Whether professional or not, they're still culpable. Oh, what I'm saying is that there are three issues. There are the legal regulatory people, assembly. Then there are the built environment people, whether they are surveyors, engineers, architects, or contractors, whoever they are. They are the people who physically put that thing up.
Yes.
And then there's the people who are school authorities who manage the space that contains the property.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there are people who forgo the requirement that these professionals should work on them. Exactly.
But it's a government project.
You have no idea what people sometimes do in this country.
If it's a government project and it's a DA school, then it's GS. So GS knows who was on the contract. Because that's why they've ordered the closure of the school. So a DA school clearly is definitely the ministry or the education service knows who the contractor will be. Even if it's not an active site, they can check the archives and see this was being done by this person. Whether there was a directive is just a question. We don't even know whether somebody assessed the building and said this building should go down or not. So I think we should call for the assembly to answer questions around
starts from the assembly.
What they thought of the building for all these years.
That's the point.
I think that's the issue. The assembly people are the guys, because at the end of the day, they manage the space.
Yeah, they will have a
GS cannot override the assemblies saying that this building is not fit to be here. The assembly too can say we were here, we are a new DC, there was somebody there before me.
No, the paper trail will be there.
Exactly.
So you think the assembly should be the one answering the question?
Of course.
Because you see that space belongs to you. You regulate that space. So if somebody is putting up a school, a church, a commercial space, whatever, it comes back to you. And if the person doesn't beforehand go to the assembly, as Sky said, the assembly will see it and must go to the person before we get to however many floors the person puts up.
So are you saying that as a DCE or MCE for Ayawaso, the Ayawaso that I think is central.
That must be central.
Newtown.
Yeah,
OJ will correct me.
Yeah, it must have been.
You think that person should be held responsible for this?
It's the first port of call.
The assembly.
Yes, because they will have the paper trail. They have the master plan of that whole municipality, right? So they will be able to tell you that, okay, this place is reserved for residential buildings. This place is reserved for commercial buildings. This is reserved for schools and all of these social spaces. And that on so and so date, in 2012 or 2011, this particular institution applied for building permit to be able to put this building there. When they brought the application, these were the documentations that came with it. These were the professionals who actually acted as architects and drew this building. These were the requirements. We made comments and said that, okay, this one is approved. No, go and modify this, because if you are doing a 4-story building, this particular requirement doesn't meet what you have done doesn't meet the requirement. So go and modify it. And that this was supposed to be the foreman who was working on the job, right? And this was the owner of the person who actually, the client who initiated the project. All of that information should be sitting somewhere, either on their desktop or in their shelves or whatever it is. So we should be calling on the authorities in that space to be providing us with that information. If the Minister for Works and Housing is listening, that is what he should be probing. If the Minister responsible for local government is listening, that is what he should be probing. The Minister responsible for education, if it is indeed the Ghana Education Service that initiated this project, They must be answering questions because, Bernard, we know that there are all kinds of party people. It may be NDC, MPP, CPP, whatever it is, who have not gone to do any special training in how to do projects of this kind. Yet, they recruit them and give them all kinds of jobs to do. If this is a government building, seriously, you look at that, can you actually say that?
You're serious? And I think listeners, we've posted the picture, because if you see the building, even without being trained in built environment, you say this doesn't look safe because the pillars look so thin and the building looks so flimsy. And don't forget that it rained massively that dawn. Probably could have made things a bit worse, you know. And the other question I just have is, aren't there general safety things we should all know? For example, you know that when it rains very heavily, certain buildings' structural integrity gets compromised.
Yeah.
Right. So
there's one at Labadi.
Yes, just
by the sea.
Yes. So that the elements will work on it and make it very, very, very weak. I don't know if we can issue something around all assemblies should recheck uncompleted buildings of a certain height to even decide whether people should be using it
but
or
who
not.
Will issue that?
The Ministry for Local Government, because they are in charge of the local assemblies to say to them that, look, on the basis of this disaster, any more than, because this is a 4-story building.
Yeah.
A lot of these buildings around that are being built, we don't know whether they are in good standing, whether they have permits.
But my difficulty with that suggestion, and I'm not criticizing it, is that then what is the point of having local governance in the first place? If when things like this happen, the post-cure is that the ministry should issue a certain
because it's gotten national
Ministry,
attention, so they should. I can't direct the Okankwe Central Assembly to do anything. So what I'm saying is that if the ministry has seen this problem, then they can say, let's do a quick check again, because there are many buildings going up now, some of which are 4 or 5 stories, and they are very interesting looking pillars.
But
you get it? So maybe they can.
My difficulty is that ordinarily that is part of the local assembly's job.
Yeah, but they are not doing it. So should we just leave them?
Not doing your job doesn't mean.
But that's why you have a minister.
I'm saying that not doing the assembly, not doing their job. The solution or the response is not the minister issuing a directive.
What should the minister do?
If they can't do their job, fire them. And replace the people. It's simple.
But see, which is, I'm not even sure where we're even disagreeing on this. What I'm saying is that if you are a minister who has seen a problem, you can say that as a preemptive measure,
these are the things
all the assemblies should do
an audit,
an evaluation. It's normal.
Yeah.
Yes, because you've
especially
seen a disaster.
High-rise buildings, yes.
So we can't say that because assemblies are supposed to be doing this regularly, the ministry has no role to play. That's why there's a minister in charge of the local government. It's like you are saying people are supposed to write news. We didn't read news at 6 a.m. So the news editor shouldn't issue a directive. He should. The guy is supposed to do his job. He's not doing it. That's why as a minister.
No,
then the minister can recommend the sack.
Directive. The directive shouldn't be that we should do an audit, etc.
What should it be?
The first thing is that somebody has failed to do their job. There should be a sanction.
Yeah, but we don't know how many other buildings may or may not be in that state.
Yeah, you see.
See, what I'm saying is that we've seen many buildings, even at Abeka. You cannot say that every high-rise building is not safe. Neither can you say every high-rise building is safe. So what I'm saying is that on the basis of what has happened,
the audit review.
You understand? Then you can say that, these are the new guys. Because sometimes you learn from if, for example, there was an investigation that said this building was found to have compromised structural integrity because they used poor quality cement or something, whatever finding they did. You can use that information to give further corrective directive to prevent it. That's what I'm trying to say.
So let me give you a typical example. You see, the building that has been abandoned sort of near the Labadi Beach Hotel. Someone just sent out a photograph. That building is directly next to the seashore, right? Ideally, there's a reason why when we do buildings, we paint them, right? It is to protect some of the materials that we use in the construction projects. For instance, you have a steel in there in the concrete. Salt acting directly on it over time without the necessary coating on the surface means that you can compromise the steel frames in there. You understand? Now the question we should ask is, for how long can we leave a building like that without coating it or without painting it? Right? And if tomorrow someone moves into that space and says that I am reviving that project, what kind of audit needs to be done to be sure that the structural integrity of that building is in such a shape as to ensure that we can take people in there, completing it so that it becomes a residential apartment or it becomes a hotel facility or whatever it is. These are all requirements that you would have to meet. Job 600, for so many years, it was abandoned. I remember when Professor Mills, then President of the Republic, came there, they needed to do the assessment and all of that. It was clear that they had to hire experts to come, sometimes to put some machine on the building, right? To check the density, all kinds of things were assessed to be sure that, okay, because the proposals were you either bring it down and build something new, or that you can get the audit done and the experts will tell you whether it would make sense and it would be safe for us to occupy it. Ultimately, after the assessment, they said that, okay, the structural integrity was solid. There were a few things that needed to be done to put it in good shape. The point is, if these things are not done around the country, you have buildings that have been lying there for 20 years in some cases.
There's a lot of uncompleted buildings.
Exactly. So that audit needs to be done so that we know where we are headed.
I agree with you. Time is 8:53. A couple of quick announcements. Later in this morning, we're bringing you EdTech Monday, the role of AI and its effects on our students. But this March, we're celebrating Ghana's culture, flavor, and tradition in style. Experience Ghana. Celebrate heritage at AH Hotel and Conference with their Afrocentric buffet served every single day. Enjoy authentic Ghanaian and African delicacies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. From traditional favorites to rich local soups and mouth-watering desserts, it's a full cultural experience on a plate. Don't miss our special theme days, Seafood Thursday, Friday BBQ, and Sunday brunch. Perfect for families, friends, and corporate hangouts. Reach AH Hotel for reservation on 0501 684 270 or 0201 775 025. AH Hotel and Conferences, Afrocentric Hospitality. Are you ready to take your career to the next level? Do you want to add that powerful legal edge to your professional toolkit? The University of Ghana School of Law has officially opened admissions for post-first degree LLB and master's degree. With a first degree from any recognized institution, you are eligible to join us. Our programs are built for everyone, whether your background is in business, science, the arts. You do not need a prior law degree to apply. For the post-first degree LLB, the deadline is Sunday, 31st May. And for our master's program, deadline is Sunday, 31st July. Our classes are specially designed for working professionals from Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you can work all day and learn by night. So UG School of Law provides a global legal education right here in Ghana with international partnerships with Ivy League giants like Harvard, Columbia, and UPenn. Call Naomi on 053-133-0203 or WhatsApp Obaya on Oba on 055-137-1319 or visit law.ug.edu.gh for more information. All right, do you drive or own a car? Then make sure you're protected with motor insurance you can trust. Provident Insurance offers comprehensive third-party fire and theft and third-party only motor insurance with fast, stress-free claims payment. Insure from January to March and enjoy fewer coupons and exclusive branded souvenirs. Visit any of our 16 branches nationwide or our agency outlets, or you can call 0509-374-928. With Provident, man, you are covered. All right, so still reeling from the... I was also going to ask whether there shouldn't be some minimum guidelines for places of public meetings. What I'm not sure of is whether this was an official church meeting or just a group of people who went there to pray. Do you understand? But I feel like there should be some minimum guidelines as to a place to qualify to host people. A normal classroom, which is a one-story classroom facility, when there's a roof blowing away, will not kill people.
Bernard.
But to have a 4-story building uncompleted that people are praying under, you get it? There should be some regulation around that.
Bernard.
Or whatever they were doing, whether they were doing Bible study or they were just meeting to sing.
In which sane society can you just enter a place, see a space, and say, oh, this space, people are not using it. So my friends and I, we can be meeting here.
But we don't know if they asked the school. That's what I'm saying. That we don't know if they were officially a group. We don't know the details.
Under normal circumstances, even if you ask the school, most times there are rules around that will tell you no. Particularly in a building like that.
We don't have that information, Godfrey.
No,
we don't have that information.
No, Bernard, you see,
we don't have that information.
Hold on. Every government school, most public schools in this country are churches.
That's what I'm saying. They always agree with the school authorities.
Not all of them. That is why they were not in the proper classroom. No, they were on the third floor.
I don't think we should jump to saying that the school was not aware.
Bernard.
I said the school was not aware.
Bernard. I am saying that it would not even have been up to the school to make that decision.
But somebody gave them the permission to meet there.
Who?
Are you saying that people can just go and start meeting at the place and just start praying?
But that is what happens.
Oh no, I think that's not
Bernard,
right.
Says who?
No.
Bernard, even in our Bernard, we've done Caleb and other reporters in this office have covered several stories of senior high schools, basic schools, whose properties have been encroached by all kinds of persons. And it ends up even being a fight between the school authorities and the people who have taken over their facilities for meetings.
But I'm saying that in this particular case, looking at the way the school is, it will be very difficult for me to believe that people just went there unbeknown to the school and just started meeting there.
No.
That would be very strange.
Particularly
looking at the way this place is.
Considering that building was in the state that it was in, you sitting here without being an engineer saw a picture of that building and said, as for this thing, you won't even climb it. When somebody invites you there and says, oh, I want to show you something on the first floor, you will not agree. So how do you have that in a place that has children, generally, most of the time, occupied by kids? Although on that day, it will not have kids because it's not a school day. But you have that building there, know that it has problems, and still allow people to have meetings there.
But do you even know? You see, that's what I'm saying. That we shouldn't jump to your conclusion because we don't even know if the kids even buy food and eat there. You see, because it's in the school precinct. So what I'm saying is that, you see, let's not. I'm saying that you are saying when you look at the picture, you know that it's faulty. But for somebody to allow school kids to even go to school near that building, if
it's within the school.
Yes, I'm saying that if the building was as dangerous to them as the picture is to you, they won't even be having school kids going anywhere near that building.
That is bringing me to the
So I'm saying that we cannot we cannot assume that it was. What I'm trying to say is that the school people know that the building is being used for whatever they are using it for.
I am bringing you to Kakra's point that she made. If people do their jobs properly, there is no way that building as it is or as it was, with school kids playing around it 24/7, it should not even have survived 2 years.
This is from Mill's time, so it's probably from 2012.
That building should not have survived even for 2 years.
Social failure.
You see, because where we place kids, and again, it goes to our care for some of these things. Most places where people function, areas that have children, the standards are very different.
Yeah, it's supposed to be higher, yes.
Any area where, as particularly school areas, because anything can happen.
You can't keep an uncompleted building near a school like that. So because a child can even go and climb it.
Exactly.
So it must be cordoned off.
Anything can happen, and this is in between.
But there are many uncompleted school buildings like this in our public school places.
Exactly, and I'm coming to that point. Several of them.
Yes, a lot.
So who oversees those buildings?
Hence my point that we should issue a fatwa.
Yeah. So who goes
all uncompleted buildings in school premises, they must evaluate.
But that also comes down to the districts. And I say the local government people, they have a lot of work to do. You know, sometimes I understand they're thinking that they are overburdened and all, but we've created a system of everything is convenient. So we ignore everything until it becomes a problem. I'll tell you something. When I was watching the coverage yesterday, and Sky commented on it this morning when we were having a private conversation. Why were they using torchlights? There was no light.
Oh, Charlie. They were using torchlight?
Yes, torchlight.
Torchlight, phone light, and torchlight.
For the search.
Yes.
In the evening?
Yes.
I'm telling you.
The whole area is dark. Oh, our reporter had to leave where she was to move to a place of light
to be able to do a report.
was on the television.
So we couldn't even commandeer proper rescue light.
The whole place is dark.
Slow.
You see? So it's the anyhowness of how we have decided to live our lives as Ghanaians, facilitated by our local assemblies.
Facilitated.
Yeah, the local assemblies facilitate the anyhowness of our lives. Because I always say this, I think they have come to the conclusion that Nichumo is too hard. So they've given up. They will touch it and go as in how they want to do it. But they can't do it the way it's supposed to be done. Did you see the people who lined up to be interviewed on this building?
Some of them I did. Some of them were not more officials. Some of them were passers-by. Some of them were rescuers.
Are you telling me that the municipal engineer, he hasn't driven past that building before? Because there is a municipal engineer or there is a district engineer. He doesn't know the building. He doesn't have eyes.
Right.
An engineer.
Or they're supposed to be.
So it didn't occur to him.
So they do see no evil, hear no evil.
Until the evil occurs.
Then they all rush. Then
and then they'll come and tell us what if, whatever.
So what's your big recommendation?
But there's no recommendation to be made. I have no recommendations to make this morning on this.
Somebody brought some text message.
Let's read some.
Let me read that.
Right now, you have become some way. No recommendation.
No, but there's no recommendation. The people, they don't want to do their work. What recommendation again? They don't want to do their work. When the thing happened, by the time we were done, the Minister of Education went there. The Interior Minister went there. The Chief Fire Officer went there. The GS Director went there. The GS Director, no. Onim says other ways in the school.
Danny Dawson.
Only inspectors.
I don't know. Read their comments.
Isn't that an education inspector? You see, Chalalowski, the country is anyhowness.
Don't they have project management division within the GAS?
Let me read message. Bright Blavo from Ashoreman. It is unfortunate that we continue to lose innocent lives simply because contracts are awarded to individuals who are not fit for the job. Listening to Dela, he raises a very important concern, one that authorities often overlook or fail to address. I'm familiar with this building, and this structure should have been demolished by now. However, it remains undone, likely because it does not create avenues for certain authorities or assemblies to benefit financially. May the departed souls rest in perfect peace. This incident of the Newtown building highlights the pressing issue of building structural integrity in our communities. Many buildings lack proper structure, and we often wait for tragedies to happen before taking action. Just yesterday, I visited Pram Beach and saw the fishermen, fish sellers and fishmongers together with their children using an abandoned fort with visible cracks. I approached them and advised them on the dangers of using the building. Despite my warnings, they did not take my advice seriously, saying, "It's been here for ages." Then goes on to say we should echo this concern about the Pram fort and other similar structures. This is from Dennis Carley from Labadi.
Okay.
Emily J from Hohoe Bernard. Government officials must be held responsible here. If minerals of any kind were found on that piece of land, everyone would have been sent packing from this community. If any of the people who were victims of the building collapse was my relative, I would sue the DN, whoever is responsible. Bernard, nothing works in this country. It's only God who's taking care of us. Trust me, nothing will happen after the discussion today. You said nothing will happen is this. Again, I repeat this. When the Hong Kong building happened, this was 3 months ago.
Yeah, last year.
The following morning, the engineer on site was arrested.
Arrested?
Oh, he was arrested. The contractor, the construction firm, was arrested. I'm going to explain to you what happened.
Quite.
The city supervisor was arrested.
Hey.
Yes, because they were arrested for different reasons. So there are supposed to be safety processes followed during construction or renovation or rehabilitation of buildings. So the bamboo that had been used, the fact that there were no precautions and no warnings to residents and all those things made those 3 or 4 people liable. Yes. So before even the official investigation of what caused what and what happened,
the threshold
they found the 4 people and said, "You did not do your jobs. Yeah. We will punish you."
Yeah.
Do you think that there's somebody, an engineer, contractor, somebody who is supervising a building the following week who will not make sure that the right things are done?
So you need to shake the system by everybody will wake up.
Exactly.
From their slumber.
You see, because We cannot assume that there is nobody responsible for something. There is always a human being.
There's always a human being.
It is somebody's job.
There's always somebody.
You see, and we must let people understand the weight of responsibility that they bear,
and not make it look like it's blame game.
Yeah, which is where the anyhowness comes in. If Sky says this, the people told us after that the building had been listed for demolition. If said the building had been, Bernard, he should show us paperwork.
Yeah, he should show working.
Why is the evidence?
I think that's a good place to end. In the meantime,
there's one. Somebody is reporting one. So
okay, report
it.
Report it.
Okay, I could
mention it for me.
Okay. I want to take the opportunity to report a high-rise building at Opera, opposite Melcom. This building is being built with some speed. But when you stand back and look at the structure, it's funny. The authorities should go and check this building at the Opera Square.
All right, thank you. Just so you know, South African Airways, aside flying to Joburg and Cape Town, would like to fly you to Lusaka in Zambia to continue with the Fugu conversation. Also to Mauritius for relaxation vibes, to Perth in Australia, to Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, to Abidjan, our next door neighbor, and many more of our growing destinations. Now you know. Fly SA for an enhanced flying experience. Book on flysaa.com or call 0244 344 583. That's 0244 344 583. Or talk to your travel agent. La Palm Royal Beach Hotel proudly presents the inauguration of Heritage Lunch at the Ghanaian Village Restaurant on the theme Celebrating Ghana's Culinary Heritage. It's Monday, 6th April, 11 a.m. at La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. Come and experience authentic Ghanaian dishes in a vibrant cultural setting that brings our heritage to life with cultural music by La Dadekotopon Cultural Troupe. Walk in, taste Ghana, celebrate the heritage. It's from Mondays through Fridays, 12 noon to 3 p.m. You can call 026-871-0684. If you're looking for motor insurance that goes the extra mile, Hollard Insurance has something special for you this 2026 and you don't want to miss it. Insure your car with Hollard and enjoy extra rewards plus 24/7 free ride assistance, roadside assistance for everyone. Call 0800 444 999. Visit any Hollard office or speak to your broker today. Men's Lucky Hollard Insurance, we've got you covered. Jibu Water is the game changer. We are one of Africa's fastest growing water brands. We've got solutions for every home and business. You can exchange any 18.9 liter bottle, any old one, for our sleek modern 20-liter bottles. We offer free bottles and dispenser machines for corporate clients. Find Jibu at any of our 10 production sites in Accra, from Spintex and North Legon to Medina, Tema, and more. Call Jibu Water on 0302-528-669. This is the smart choice for water. Litina is taking people to the World Cup. We want to talk about the World Cup today, but we'll wait for tonight's match to end. And then tomorrow, I think we'll talk about it. You know so?
Yes, we will. But it's a good game.
Okay, so we'll wait for the game and then tomorrow we'll talk about it.
But you're playing the interview tonight, are you not?
Yes, I spoke to
the sports minister.
Yes, Kofi Adams. I spoke to him over the weekend. I'll play the interview this evening on the point of view. Join Litina's 2-in-1 experience, uniting world-class football and global business in one unforgettable journey. Call Litina on 0302-934-565 or come to Alisa Hotel and ask about Litina Travel and Tours. And of course, Piva is here to finish the morning with you. We have cocktail, grapefruit, tangy, and orange. Piva is a taste you will love. Coming up next is EdTech Monday. I'm speaking to 4 very interesting people. Actually 3 people on the show today on the role of AI in education. Is it helping or hurting our kids? Guest Miracle Gavor, Kat Davison, and Richard Dodu. Enjoy.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hello, CEOs. Ghana's foremost business platform marks 10 years of leadership impact. Join the 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo on Monday, 18th May 2026 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Kempinski Hotel Accra. The summit is themed Accelerating Ghana's Economic Transformation, Driving Bold Reforms Through Leadership, Technology, and Industrialization. Tagline, From Vision to Action. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, will attend as special guest of honor and officially launch launched the CEO Government Compact 2026. Highlights include Presidential CEO Dialogue, Masterclasses, panels, Brand Expo, CEO Profiles, Networking, and the Ghana CEO Excellence Gala. Registered now at GhanaCEOSummit.com. Call 054-639-1970 or email info@GhanaCEOSummit.com. Powered by CEO Network Ghana in partnership with Deloitte, PwC, EY, GIPC, SIGA, University of Ghana, Media General, and the Multimedia Group. The 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, a decade of leadership impact. T&Cs apply.
Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right, stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move! Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Are you planning to relocate from your company office or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246-833-539 or 0244-342-465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
So what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
In Ghana, planning ahead is something we grew up with. It's in the small things. Filling your barrels and buckets just in case the taps don't flow tomorrow. Parents buying school shoes 2 or 3 sizes too big so you can grow into them. Or wrapping your books carefully so that they can be passed down to the next child. It's how we've always looked out for the future. Quietly, thoughtfully, every day.
For 20 years, we've understood what Ghanaians have always known. Planning today secures tomorrow. It's the reason we provided life insurance solutions for every aspect of your future. Star Life didn't introduce planning ahead, we only made it better. Why? Because it's who you've always been. Star Life, your solid partner for life.
We are Star Life, your solid partner for life.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink, packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055 00 32231. Piva, a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Welcome to another edition of EdTech Monday, a platform created by the MasterCard Foundation in collaboration with MEST to help us think through the issues in ed and technology. My name is Bernard Avle, and I have a very interesting panel to answer the question, is AI replacing the minds of our students as our young people increasingly use it as a tool for learning? I have a very exciting panel. We'll tell you who they are as soon as we come back. Stay with us. So is AI replacing our children's minds or enhancing their ability to think better? This is EdTech Monday, brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation. It's a platform that brings together tech entrepreneurs, stakeholders, and policymakers in education and technology, and it's here on 97.3 Citi FM and also on Channel 1 television. I have a very interesting panel. I have Richard Dodo, who's the founder of Metaschool AI. Richard, welcome. Okay. We're also happy to have Kat Davidson, who's the co-founder, CEO and founder of EduSports. Welcome, Kat.
Thank you.
And we have Miracle Gavo. He is the founder and technical consultant for the Ghana Society for Education Technology. Miracle, welcome.
Thank you, Bernard.
Wonderful. So let's start with Richard. Tell us a bit more about who you are and what Metaschool AI is.
Okay. So my name is Rishi Dudu. I'm founder of Metaschool AI, and what we do is we help students learn during the off-site season of the double tracks period. So when they are home, they do not have access to classroom lessons. They use our platform to bridge that gap. So the students can still take assignment from their teachers despite they are home. They have a set number of lessons for them to complete. So that's what we're actually doing. And we use AI in all that we do for inference, to enhance the learning. Yeah. So
you
I'm
have a lot of questions
here.
to answer today.
A lot.
Kat, EduSports. This is sports, not sports. Tell me about yourself and EduSports.
Exactly. So EduSpots the name is drawn from the Ghanaian concept of a drinking spot. So the idea is the same spirit of bringing communities together, but not around drinking, this time around education. So for the last decade, I've been involved in basically working with incredible local change makers at the grassroots level who work as teams to set up education spaces called spots.
Wow.
And they're all connected online using digital tools, using WhatsApp, using an app. And through the spots, they run clubs for learners across STEM, early years literacy, digital skills, gender equity. And the key idea is that they create the changes that they want to see for their communities through education with a very strong digital skills focus.
I like this. When I tell my mom I'm going to a spot, it's not what she would think. Incredible. Miracle, so you're the founder and technical consultant at the GSET. What is that and what do you do there?
Okay, so GSET is a community of teachers who are enthusiastic about using technology to advance education. My work as a technical consultant is advising on the digital literacy and ICT integration across all the 712 senior high school and senior high technical schools in Ghana.
Wonderful. So let me stay with you. How are students actually using AI tools right now? And what has surprised you most about how they use AI? Miracle.
Right. Students' current use of AI is such that they are early adopters, but their usage reveals a critical gap in the digital guidance. I mean, they are using AI as a shortcut, not as a steady body. And that would also mean that the biggest surprise isn't that they use it, that's how they use it. There is a prevalent culture of copy and submit. Literally when students are using AI, rather than learn and apply from the use of the AI. And students see AI as an answer machine, not a thinking partner. So a lot of the time they are asking questions of it as if they're using Google search to find answers to questions or curiosities they want to answer for themselves. And this is because we have not yet taught them the ethics or the how of using these tools, which is my biggest surprise dealing with students across the secondary schools at the moment.
Richard, is that the same experience you have in the way students use AI? He says they do copy and submit instead of learn and apply.
Yeah, it's actually to some extent true. Yeah. And if students are using AI solutions that way, you can't blame the students.
All right.
Let's say you've given a student, go and solve this problem, and the student picks the problem or the assignment and gives to the AI, and the AI solves it in 10 seconds. The problem is not with the students, the problem is with the assignment. We have to start looking at things from different angles. We teachers have to start asking questions. We have to stop asking questions like, what is matter? Let's start asking the students, how did you derive this answer?
Correct.
Because definitely, there's no way we are going to stop. We can stop students from using the AI solutions. We have to rather challenge their thinking with the assignments we give to them. So the assignments can be placed in a way that, despite this, encourage the students to use the AI, but when they come back, look at how did you actually derive the answer rather than the answer.
Kat, what about you? Because you work with grassroots students, and I'm assuming some of them may not even have access to basic tech. So just walk me through how the people you work with even conceive or apply AI in their schoolwork.
Yeah, so I think you hit exactly the point I was going to touch on. That actually in the communities we work in, which are across 11 regions of Ghana, but in the much more remote areas, you don't even in fact find the teachers being able to use AI, let alone the students always having access to digital tools. So I think as part of this discussion, there's a big question about equity and the gap that's sort of emerging between students who are maybe able to access the incredible programs you're accessing, and then students who are in classrooms where the teacher may not even themselves be able to download a file on a computer, let alone to get to the extent where they can prompt AI in a sophisticated way.
So here we are with 3 streams, right? Stream 1, he's saying there are guys who use AI well, so they learn and apply. And then there are guys who have access to it, who is just like Google. And then there are people who have no access to AI at all. And they all people going to write the same exam. Yeah. All right. So let me come back to you, Miracle. How do you begin to think about students and AI and how they should apply it? Do you have any suggestions as to how students must be introduced to AI? Is there a perfect age, a perfect class? At what point should AI be introduced at all to a student?
AI literally has always been part of our daily lives because then it's hinged on algorithms to be able to predict and then provide responses. Now, with current government initiative on empowering our learners to acquire digital skills and then also responsible integration of ICT, that is forming the basis for introducing them to the ethical use and then how to use the AI to learn and apply this learning to advancing their personal interests and then as well as meeting the developmental goals of society as well. Then for me, we need to move from the value of knowing the answers to asking the right questions. The premium move to uniquely human, competencies, like what makes us human and then what makes us a community. And for that would mean we stop things from like recall to like reasoning. So the way we engage with the AI tool and then how we apply that engagement to our daily lives.
So let me ask the same question to Richard. Is there the right age? Because look, there's even a debate around technology generally, right? And AI is more like at the top end, all right? So maybe let me make it even broader. Is there the right age to start introducing a student to digital tools in learning, number one? And then point two, at what point ideally would AI then be useful to enhance the learner's experience?
So when it comes to AI, what I'm saying right now is that at any given age of the student's growth cycle, you can introduce a level of AI, not as complex as what we use in higher learning, but even just as the student is just learning A, B, C, D, when the student mentions A and they don't pronounce it well, the AI can still challenge them. A. So until they get it right, so it depends on the level of AI we want to introduce. So at any given age, we can introduce an amount of AI, but of course we have to look at the ethics involved in introducing the AI to that student maybe at a very toddler age.
Let's push this before I come to Kat. So you're saying you can introduce at any level, but there must be ethics. So for example, are you saying if it's supervised within a classroom setting, or if there's a parent involved, they could use it?
Yeah.
As against a student on their own with a computer, chatting with some bot.
Exactly. So at maybe when the student is very young, in the classroom setting, we need someone to supervise the whole operation. Leaving the AI tool with the students, anything can happen. And that also goes beyond just about supervision, but how do we actually prompt the model such that it knows that this is our its guardrails, it cannot go beyond this. When the students ask any question beyond this point, just tell the students that let's stay within this topic. So the ethics goes beyond just about the teacher being there, but also the engineering and how the AI is actually being prompted and knowing that this is the limit on which it can go.
Kat, from what I'm hearing, we are talking ethics and we're talking about supervision, right? It puts a lot of responsibility on teachers and parents. So let's start with teachers. What type of help do teachers need to even begin to qualify to use AI and other technologies to even help students?
I should say, by the way, I've been a teacher, a classroom teacher for 11 years, so
Correct.
I very much come from a teacher mindset. And I think with technology as a whole, there's been a huge shift in society. I remember in coronavirus when suddenly everything shifted online, and now there's such a significant shift with AI as well. And I think actually talking to some teachers in Ghana last night, to keep this in the Ghanaian context, I think a lot of them really need a support network around managing some of these digital tools. And I think that's where EduSpots is really interested in, how building community around teachers so that they have peers in peer-to-peer learning groups where those questions where they might be quite shy or even embarrassed to sometimes ask that seem simple, have someone who can give that answer to them so that they can support their learners in the way that they want to.
So would you agree that teachers will be central in any conversation about EdTech generally and AI in particular?
Definitely. I think if we're talking about formal education, I think teachers know best the reality that exists within the classroom. They're the ones who are also the, I guess, ethical guide for the students more widely. So as you talk about ethics, teachers are ultimately probably the closest role model. A lot of students spend sometimes more time with the teacher than they do their parents.
Yeah.
But I also really believe in parents also being pulled into this discussion, as there's amazing things that AI has the potential to do in the home environment. If parents had that access some simple AI tools, it could really improve learning outcomes and opportunities.
This is to all of you. What I find though is that in the regular classroom of the school my kids go to, I'm not sure they use AI that frequently because we see the course outline. They do have an ICT program, they have access to computers, but a lot of the teaching is manual. But what I find is that when the kids come home, and this is particularly for those who are in higher primary or secondary, they tend to want to use AI to solve the problems. All right, so I don't know whether that's even proper, because so in classroom they will teach them to write on the board or whatever, but when they get home and they're doing the assignment, then they want to use AI. Is that a problem? Am I should I be worried? This is to all of you. Should I be concerned about this?
So I think this is a normal, natural habit. You go to the classroom, you learn the concept, but when you come home, sometimes you want to look for a shortcut to how to solve the problem. And one way I think that we can do to guide our children is, one, what we spoke about earlier, the sort of assignments we give to the students. It shouldn't just be the generic active recall assignment, because these are things AI can answer so easily. We have to challenge, or we have to change the way we actually ask the questions. Instead of judging, instead of asking for questions that will just, okay, yeah, this is a fact, what is this? We should just look for questions that will actually judge, or we will grade a student based on their judgment of the answer. So scenarios that I've seen is that certain institutions, they'll give you the question and they'll give you the answer, because they know that definitely you are going to use the AI to solve it. Then they are going to challenge you, the students, explain to us
how you got this answer.
How they, because I've already given to you the answer, so explain to me how this answer was derived.
So that changes the way you relate to the technology. Instead of looking for a destination as an answer, it's more like you are inquiring about the process.
Beautiful.
So that's a different. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, definitely. I think the whole shift in education needs to be more towards critical thinking and enabling students to, when they go home, be set more independent projects that enable them to use, perhaps, if they have access to digital tools, AI, to research things more from their own creativity and exploration, rather than education being about finding a way to a particular answer. Because you've got to be honest, AI has the answer, and we need to adapt to that.
Miracle, should I be worried that even though in the classroom the teaching is generally manual, face-to-face, when it's homework time and I'm busy watching my football, my son wants the computer and he wants to use AI to solve the problem, should I be concerned about that? If this becomes a trend in my home, should I be concerned?
I wouldn't say you should. The tool is not the problem. Is the misuse of it, right? It's cheating if it undermines the learning objective. So if you're using AI that undermines the reason for the learning, then you call it cheating. So let me give an analogy. If you ask me the question, if using a calculator is cheating, my obvious answer, it will be no. If you are learning calculus, so if you're learning calculus and you use a calculator, that is perfectly okay. Now, but if it's cheating, if you use it to pass a basic arithmetic, so I come to Bernard, what is 4 plus 2? Then you intend to use a calculator, then it defeats the purpose of using a calculator to answer such a basic arithmetic test without understanding the process of doing addition. Now, the intent is what matters in all of this, okay? So we've been working with the secondary schools largely recently. The question we need to be asking them is, did you use AI? No, that shouldn't be the kind of question you should be asking, but rather, did you learn the concept? So whether you use AI or not, the intent of whether you are learning should, or whether you've learned a concept should be the argument that we should be having, or the discussion we should be having. We need an AI transparent, as assignments must be documented, and assignments must reflect how the AI output help them think. Okay. Then this turns the art of using AI into a part of the learning process in itself. If we take like the example given by Richard, that if we were to give the question and then provided an answer for them, and you ask them to evaluate that answer, then you realize that the AI at the time is now being used to advance the learning, and it's being used to advance the process of acquiring new knowledge and skills by having the AI aid what you are doing. So it's the intent and then the use of it that will determine whether the person is cheating or is not cheating. So if, like the instance I gave, if we were to use a calculator to do 4 plus 2, that would be cheating, because you understand the process. But if you're using it to do engineering maths, or you're using the calculator to do calculus, personally, it's aiding you in the process of solving calculus problems. So that wouldn't be considered cheating. So yeah, at home, should it be concerned? I would say, what are they using it for? If the intent is to aid learning, then obviously they're on the right path.
Fair enough. This is EdTech Monday, brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in collaboration with the Meltwater Entrepreneurial School of Technology here on Channel 1 Television and 97.3 Citi FM. If you're listening on radio, feel free to send us your own thoughts about your children and AI? How do they use it? Are you concerned? And what tips do you have as to a responsible, ethical use of AI? When we come back, there are a few more questions. Our education seems to be very examination focused. So if people are preparing for exam, is that not where the problem is? And also, there are things AI can do and there are things humans can do. How do we differentiate the two so we can have co-intelligence? These and more when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is EdTech Monday coming to you on 97.3 Citi FM and also on Channel 1 Television. EdTech Monday is a learning platform, brings together stakeholders in education, policymakers, entrepreneurs, students, teachers, and of course media to think and talk about the usage of education technologies. Today our focus is on AI. Is it enhancing our students? Is it replacing their thinking? Or are they collaborating in a very interesting way? I have a great panel. I have Richard Dodu, who is with Meta School AI. Thank you, Richard, for staying. I also have Kat Davison, who's from Edu Sports. Very interesting concept she brought to us. And of course, Miracle Gavon, who's not a stranger at all. Miracle is working with us, not for the first time. He is with the GSET. All right. You've said a lot about the way the teachers ask questions, and that will determine what the students are looking for. And I like your example when you said, instead of asking me what is matter, you tell me how do you arrive here? No problem. There's a challenge though of Ghanaian schools being very examination focused. So if we're going to change how learners learn, don't you think we need to change what examinations want to get? Because the final exam is what most students are focused on, right? And it seems to me the examination fixation limits the way teachers teach because they want the student to pass. They're not necessarily teaching for the student to understand. So, of course, understanding can help you pass. But it seems to me as though the skill you require to pass an exam in Ghana is not necessarily critical thinking. It may be memorization and stuff like this, right? So who wants to go first? Shouldn't the way exams are designed change if learning is to be more useful? Who's going to go first? Miracle, they say you are the oldest, so go first.
Thank you. I think so for me that brings me to the issue of what we need to put a question mark on. The warning signs regarding that is obviously those that brings about the decline in foundational skills and intellectual resilience. Okay, for me, the starting point would be what we call the blank page syndrome, which is when the students cannot start a task without AI. In that regard, meaning when our students cannot on their own think intuitively and then creatively to begin to answer exams. The way we set our exam, there are two schools of thought. Some people are looking at processes that focus on skills development. Others are also looking at cognitive development. Mm-hmm. Now, the school system determines whether we are looking at cognitive performances, so we should measure cognitive performances. And then others also look like whether we are a skills-based economy, for which reason we should be assessing skills that we need for development. So these are different arguments that are made by proponents of whether we should be assessing cognitive intelligence or we should be assessing skills. The exams body or the education system caters for both. Mm-hmm. Now, we need to measure how much knowledge that we have. And here knowledge could mean that things we know and can do or things that is in our head as knowledge. So if you're looking to see how much of retention, how much do our people know that they can rely on to complete a task, then obviously you are looking at knowledge that exists in our head. Mm-hmm. And can we measure the remembrance length of how long can people retain knowledge and then use that knowledge productively? So obviously we will go with our grammar style education, which would require the cognitive assessment. Then if you're looking at education that will bring in skills to the industry, that will bring in skills to our development agenda, then we would have to look at the way we examine this. And our school system caters for both. Either you go into TVET and then you assess skills for development, or you come into a grammar school where you are looking at people who would, for the most part, remember, recollect, and then apply knowledge they have about things they've gone through, experiences they've had. So these two, we could merge them. And if you look at those of us who do the technical, the science program, there's a practical component of the science program that we go through as part of the examination. Now, that will take you through the cognitive as well as the skills, a stretch that we are measuring both your cognitive, how much have you retained from the learning, and then how much you can do with the knowledge you've acquired through the process. So we can argue for both, but at the end of the day, it is underlining the points where we are saying what sort of education do we need to develop as a country.
Anyway, any thoughts on that question?
So I think it's really interesting how AI, I think it's not going to remove the need for us to have knowledge of different forms, because we need to be able to check the AI due to some of the mistakes that come up, and also have the critical thinking skills crucially to be able to analyze the AI and make it adaptable to a specific context. So I think there's going to need a certain level of knowledge acquisition that we have to be able to do the critical analysis alongside the critical thinking skills. And I think rather than just commenting on Ghana's assessment system, just taking it more globally, I also think, considering the huge shifts that AI is going to cause, I think there should be more assessment that's around teamwork and group work. Because what AI does that's quite interesting is actually enable people to use skills from that are created by different people, different organizations in different ways to apply it to a project. So I would personally love to see much more project-based learning, much more teamwork, that also has the level of empathy that's built, in that process that you have when you're working with a team. But I'm not sure that that's particularly easy to assess, or if we'd want to come up with very restricted assessment metrics for that, as that may come to the same kind of hoop jumping things where students act in a certain empathetic way to get the exam scores. So it's not an easy question to solve, but certainly I think there needs to be a huge sort of global shift in how assessment is conducted.
I was at a speech of a school, and I saw that kids as young as 7-8 years were all being ranked on the basis of academic excellence. I didn't see enough awards around teamwork, empathy, helping, and the things you're talking about are the skills we need for the future. But I think the schools are so fixated with he was first, he was second, he was third. Why was he first? Because he got 100%. But maybe he sits alone, doesn't talk to anybody, he's very intelligent, or his cognitive skills are great. Socially, he's probably very poor. He can't work with anybody, and yet we feel like these are the people we want for our future. So it's even the learning institution needs to change the way it rewards, right? The things you said to me, they seem to be very important skills, but I don't think schools reward this.
I guess there are some schools that reward kind of helpfulness and kindness and similar, but you're right, it's completely separated from the assessment
just
system.
Good behavior and good progress.
And from the kind
everything
of
else, you don't care. First to 10th, everybody and good behavior, and by the way, I was in this primary school in the 80s, and that was the same thing. First 10, good behavior, good progress. We still don't have best team player, empathy, leadership skills. All those things are nice, but they will not help you get your 7 A's. Therefore, nobody cares. I mean, I don't know what you think, Richard.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of the panelists. Very good points made. When it comes to examination, I have very different points. I see it from a very different angle. Right now, with the advent of AI, students in primary school, let's say senior high school, can do a very good work that you can compare to a doctorate degree work in terms of a project, if they know how to use an AI tool very well.
All right.
When it comes to the defense of that work, that becomes a problem.
Of course.
Because, okay, you've generated the work, but you can't actually defend the work. The way I'm seeing the examination going forward is that we should leave the students, if the students is in classes and they believe that they can sit for the WASI examination, the students should be able to do it. And there's no need for them to wait for a whole year. So when WASI is ready before they go and sit for the exam, they should be able to walk into a prometric center and judge. Take that examination. That's how I'm seeing, because right now with AI, we no longer have to ask, what is this? We are there to test your ability to think. AI is challenging students to think.
Is education only about being able to answer those questions, or having the soft skills the empathy, the leadership. Because the danger with your suggestion is you can have very bright people with very bright intellect, socially useless. You know, like Sheldon Cooper. If you watch the I forget the name of the sitcom. He's exceptionally intelligent, but he has the emotional intelligence of an ant, like essentially none, zero, right? I feel like that's the kind of challenge your proposal will create. I don't know if you agree.
Oh, I think to some extent, if you look at it just from the examination point, as examination are being conducted right now.
Yes, it's called the Big Bang Theory, forgive me. The Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
It's a sitcom.
All right, sure. So that problem will still exist. If we want to resolve that problem, then that means we have to now involve more teachers in the loop. So your final examination, before you sit for the final exam, you know that you would have taken this score from your instructor, because this can only be examined by your instructor. So we can still take those scores. Yeah.
Let's go forward. What human skills would become more important in an AI era? Or flipping the question, what skills do we no longer need because AI is here? Miracle, let me start with you. What skills would be more useful now that AI is around, and what skills would be less useful? So we just let machines do those.
Yes. There are, of course, skills that the AI tool can contribute to, and then there are those. I mean, you've already in your contribution mentioned things around empathy, things about teamwork and stuff like that. I mean, AI is not going to give you empathy. It's not going to give you, collaborative skills. So those things will still. If you look at AI, what it can contribute is generation of ideas that it can do, and then help refine ideas. But the things it cannot do is about how I relate to you as a person, and then how you and I come together to get a job done. Those are things that will have to come from human ingenuity, about empathy, about tolerance, about collaborating, about communication. These are things that as humans we would need to stay with us, like in every stage of our life. And is there more reason why, if you look at the idea for why we are looking at foundational learning, which is numeracy, literacy, and then social emotional skills. Those are the things that, if you look at critically, are not going to be replaced by AI. These are things children, learners, adults would need to come up with, be the ones that leading the charge on those things. Now, if you look at AI as an enabler, then obviously you are looking at where can it contribute to advance the human spirit or the human knowledge, and for that matter, also closing the gap between the have and the have-not. I'm pretty sure it can do very well. But the human, like empathy, kindness, are things that we would have to retain, and those cannot be replaced by AI.
I see. Anything to add, Richard? What skills do you think will be more useful going forward now that we are in an AI era?
Yeah, so I really agree with what empathy Miracle said and what Kathy said earlier on. We need the empathy. We need our ability to create new content. So new content is, AI can only generate content it's seen. It cannot generate content outside of what it's been trained on. And that's what keeps us human. So we still need to keep that, and that's what we need to train our students on. So no longer chew and pour, because you know that the AI can do very well over there. It's about creating new things.
Do you think parents need to start learning how to use AI in the kind of education system we have?
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important as a parent to know at least some bits of AI. And if best you can do, take a class in AI just to understand. And when you see your child using AI, don't be worried about it. Let the students use the AI. However, the most important thing is review the prompt they used. Okay, ask the students or ask your child, why did you prompt this? What's made you? So, and in that instance, what you are doing, you are reverse engineering. You are making the students or your child to explain to you that, okay, this is the reason why I prompted it this way. Maybe they could have prompted it first way, they didn't get the right answer. Why did you change the prompts to this way? Oh, it gave me this response. And what you realize is that from that interaction alone, you are reinforcing learning.
Interesting. Anything to add to this, Kat? Because I have a substantive question for you around how communities with limited resources can help parents to engender things like curiosity and creativity within their kids, even without access to high-level technology.
Yeah, I was going to just following up from what you're saying. It's so important that parents have that relationship with a child where they are asking those questions, being part of that process. But it's important, as I think everyone knows, that in some areas of Ghana, the parents may not be able to understand the AI, or they may not be able to read and write in English. And so I think a lot of it is around giving parents simple tools to be able to, have that sense of judgment of how much time they're spending on their phone, maybe noticing behavioral changes, maybe, as you said, having those conversations, even if you're just asking, well, what is it you're looking up, how are you doing it, what are you intending to do, what are the outcomes, being part of that process, even if they're not able to fully engage with AI. But there are so many, to your second question, there are so many ways is it without AI that the creativity and curiosity can build that I think parents in Ghanaian communities already have so many locally rooted ways of promoting this. And I think perhaps just one thing we do in EduSpots is setting challenges, so project-based learning that I remember myself as a young child. My amazing teacher, Mr. Snell, used to set me every weekend a project-based learning activity that was very open-ended and encouraged us to explore it through whatever mediums we wanted to do, whether it was community interviews or looking at local resources or looking at the local environment and then drawing it back in and sharing it with the class. So in EduSpots, we really strongly believe in creating those really open-ended opportunities. And we also have a kind of framework, I guess, coming back to the assessment to assess some of the skills that come through from that, looking at student leadership, curiosity, looking at things like inclusion, those kind of softer skills, teamwork that we were talking about before.
Let's talk about red flags and when parents should be worried, because don't forget, this program, the concept is for shared learning, teachers, students, parents. Miracle, at what point should a parent get concerned, or is there a red line that kids should not cross in observing their behavior in AI in particular? What's your advice to parents on what they should look out for and when they should start getting concerned if they see what?
The kind of red flags that exist with the use of AI is the irresponsible use of AI, where it erodes the thinking capability of the children. If you look at things around writing, it's you pouring your thoughts on paper. If the students begin to rely excessively on the use of AI, what it means is that they've offloaded their brain to the AI, and where they themselves stop thinking. And once every task by the child is to use AI to generate responses or create solutions, then you should be worried as a parent, and you should avoid the over-reliance on using AI for everything before they begin to use the AI to provide responses or to create solutions. You want them to go through the process of thinking. What are their thought processes that they've taken before engaging the AI to supplement their thought processes to come up with solutions. Your children should not be overly reliant on the use of AI for every question you ask them, for everything that they need to respond to, or every task or solution that they need to work on.
But the problem is that we all don't know how it will affect their behavior because it's a new thing. I don't think there's enough. As we speak, there's a case involving a social media company where a 20-year-old is suing because she believes that her behavior, she's become addicted to social media, right? Now, and AI is even at the top end of, so I'm not even sure if we know, which is why I go back to the question of what's the best age to even start this? Because you have a 14-year-old or 12-year-old guy who knows that he can decide not to study and he would have a way of answering his questions. Shouldn't we have more stricter rules around even the age of usage, right? Because by the time you see the red flag, it may be too late. Because the thing is, there's digital media, social media, and AI is all with the same tools. All right. So I need a bit more comfort around whether we are all saying students can use AI so long as the parent is watching, Or whether we should say, look, until you are 16, you're not even going close to AI. Should we be that radical?
No, I don't think we should be that. How I see it is that our teachers need to be retrained, because at the end of the day, it falls back to them. The sort of questions they ask can determine whether the students can actually use an AI solution to answer the question or not. I can be very practical, make an experiment in the class, and my assignment is based on the experiments I did in the class. Based on the experiments in the class today, how did you understand it?
All right.
It's such an open-ended question. The AI does not know the experiment that happened in the class, so the students have to now go there and describe the experiments to the AI. By the time you're done, you've finished learning. So we need to do this retraining. Once that's the backbone of everything. Once we're able to resolve that, we will solve the problem.
I'm going to throw you guys a curveball. So yesterday, somebody sent me a link to a story in the New York Post. It says Gen Z, the first generation officially dubbed dumber than the last. And I'm just going to read, and this story is dated February 7th, so it's like some time back. Gen Z, the generation born between 1997 and 2010 is the very first generation who did worse in school than the generation before them, who will be my generation, millennials. According to a top neuroscientist, and shockingly they are proud of it, they are the very first generation in modern history to score lower on the standardized academic test than the one before. Dr. Jared Cooney, 43, told the Post. And to make matters worse, most of these young people are overconfident about how smart they are. The smarter people think they are, the dumber they actually are. They underperformed on basically every cognitive measure, from basic attention, memory, literacy, numeracy, executive function, and general IQ. And if you go into the story, that's the generation that was trained by this. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
So I'm asking myself, are we sure we are on the right path with this? Because there's a way in which it can affect human intelligence. You know, Kat, you need to help me here. I'm worried.
Yes, I am also worried at times. I think the behavioral changes that are coming as a result of AI and wider social media, I'm sure there are already studies being done, but I don't think we know yet the scale of the behavioral change this could cause. And I remember myself, I used to have on my WhatsApp AI integrated ChatGPT on my WhatsApp, and it reflected that I was possibly talking to WhatsApp for questions and answers that I'd had in the past that I would have gone to a friend. And I think coming to your point of I think you've touched on the sort of arrogance or the lack of awareness and these kind of things. I guess that's the difference when you interact with an AI as compared to a human, is that the human will give you all this kind of, I guess, more developed emotional cues of different kind, which the AI isn't able to do because I guess it's constricted to words. So I think there's probably an awful lot of studies that are ongoing. There are probably many already created on the impact of AI also on brain development, with, I guess, where people are more used to getting immediate answers, the click culture. I noticed myself getting impatient. And when I was younger, when I was preparing to study philosophy, I had to walk all the way to a faraway library. I was very lucky to have a library I know, and trawl through to find the related things. And now everything is at a click. And I wonder what that does to sort of wider resilience. And I think as we continue to use AI tools, is how can we ensure that there's enough challenge that students do develop all these different areas which may contribute to some of the things you've mentioned being highlighted.
So my takeaway is be conscious of the benefit, but beware of the risk. That's the takeaway I get from all three of you. Unfortunately, we have to end now, but it's been really enlightening talking to you. I've been speaking to Miracle Gavo, founder and technical consultant for the Ghana Society for Education Technology, GSET, on screen with us. Miracle, thank you. Kat Davison is the founder and CEO of EduSports. Thank you, Kat.
Thank you.
And Richard Dodo is the founder of Meta School AI. It's on his t-shirt, Innovation in Learning. This program has been brought to you by the Mastercard Foundation in partnership with the Meltwater Education Now Institution for Technology, or Entrepreneurial Institution for Technology, MEST. My name is Bernard Avle. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next month with another exciting edition of EdTech Monday.
GES suspends classes at Accra Newtown Experimental DA School after building collapse kills 3. And President Mahama vows to work with allies